What up?
I need that sports encyclopedia. U.S. Steve Kim. Got Trent in the cut.
Coach should be
Yeah.
Where you at, man? In the gym shooting, I'm Durant. You ain't shooting John Moran.
Darnell is the Ball State legend. I'm the Warren Central High School legend.
I'm proving with a reliable source, straight from the mouth of the horse. Smitty and JB and Smitty from West Coast to Yost.
I love talking ball. It's nice to connect with guys that are like-minded and just are real and genuine.
Better stay in your lane. How did you?
You are fucking insane. Dude, what? You just will not give this guy his flowers. What is wrong with you?
Oh, you must have thought I was a bitch.
I am him. Use not it. What's the topic? With your logic when I close. Big Komodo, how it's talking.
Got to get back to letting the baby cry a little bit to see if they can soothe themselves.
That's a bar.
Issues get pressed so past it don't get sacked like bags and baggage. Smitty and Jason Brown killed it, yeah, it's a rap. We what the game's been missing, we switched it and filled the gap.
I identified him after his third fight, and I said that guy can be a star.
I'm so proud of the show, bro.
The gap. Smitty and Jason Brown.
To the Coach JB show.
What up? We are in the building. Slapdick Nation, stand up. It is Free Game Friday, Fired Up Friday. I'm fearless on this Friday. I'm rocking solo with four major guests. Dr. Jesse Morse will hop on when he can. We'll talk some NFL news, updates. CMC, is he full go for the 49ers? We're going to dive into that. Plus, we got Big Matt McChesney. We're going to talk Colorado, Texas Tech showdown. We got Shaun King, Super Bowl champ. Shaun King will join us for the last hour of the show. And then we got Jeff Nadu to give us all his picks, lock picks of today and tomorrow's college football. So we'll dive into that as well. So strap up your hard hat, put on your seatbelt. All you dick riders in the chat, welcome in for the first time. If you're a first time, become a member. Head on over to BetUS. That's the proud sponsor of this show every single day. And use my promo code CoachJB and get you a 150% bonus. So check that out and pound that like, subscribe, become a member. Share this show with everybody you know. And let's get on it. Let's get into it on the realest show on Planet ERF, because that's what this is. We got a lot to discuss. Last night's football game, you got to see it. I don't know if you did you believe it? How it ended. Very controversial. We'll talk about it. But let's dive into it, man. This is Free Game Friday. I'll be headed to E-Dub, Eric Weddle's playoff game tonight down in San Diego to watch him get his boys ready to go. I'll be headed down there later on today. And was on the boat all day yesterday. I had some birds. The birds like me. It's a good omen, by the way. Good omen. But speaking of the birds, the Ravens are not a good football team, contrary to everyone out there's belief. The Ravens are not a good football team, contrary to belief. They are 7-3, and Lamar's having a much better season than his mediocre MVP, non-deserving MVP season last year. He's more than doubled his touchdown passing totals to this point in the same part of the season. He has more rushing yards, same exact record, 7-3. But the big but is this defense misses Patrick Queen. And with or without Kyle Hamilton, this secondary is the worst in football. The worst. And no, that's not cap. And it's not up for debate. And it's not my fucking opinion. It's fact. This defense ranks dead last versus the pass. And Joe Burrow almost dropped a 500 piece without T. Higgins. Let me dive into this, man, because I don't think you guys really understand football. And it's okay. You casual fans out there were all in the chat, which I can't see. are going to be like, oh, you're a hater. No, I'm a realist. And this is a mediocre, if not the most mediocre NFL football season I've ever witnessed. Anyone can beat anybody. It's fucking watered down, just like I've been telling you football's watered down. And you all think this is the greatest team since sliced bread. I told you to start the season when they started off 0-2 versus the Chiefs and the Raiders that this offense is going to take a lot of work to blend it. Then they go on a run. And I came on here and I said, hey, man, Monken's figured it out. He's blending this thing pretty damn good. It looks pretty good. Lamar under center, blah, blah, blah. I also then came back and said, just wait for the resume to be out there and for them to start loading the box, and then they'll start slowing Derrick Henry. And then they'll be back relying on who? Lamar Jackson to beat somebody down the stretch with his arm. Uh-oh, Houston. Let me give you a little update. They're figuring out Derrick Henry little by little. Does he lead the NFL in rushing? Sure. He lead the NFL in carries? Yes. What has he done the last few games? What is the resume starting to show the defensive coordinators in the NFL that what we got to do is what? Stop Derrick Henry. We will live with Lamar Jackson throwing 4 touchdowns in the red zone last night. One screen that went 84 yards. Another one in the red zone. We'll take 4 touchdowns that way. We'll take those 4 touchdowns. We know what they are. It was a smoke screen to Wallace that went 84 yards that broke our back. We'll take those. Long as he's not back there in the pocket, comfortable, throwing daggers all over the place, because we know that's not Lamar. Let me discuss why this Ravens team isn't that good. They started off by losing to a Chiefs team who had 0 weapons on offense to start the season. Kelsey had done nothing. He did nothing. He was shut down for the first 4 weeks of the season, and they were breaking in a brand new rookie wide receiver, Xavier Worthy, as their sole weapon of choice, who we now know to be very mid. He's very fast, and he can get open on very, very small occasions. Then they turn around to lose to the Raiders at home, who we now know are one of the worst teams in football. And they're getting worse. Then they turn around and go head on and beat Dallas Cowboys by 3, who prior just got destroyed by the Saints by 40. The Saints, who are probably right now the worst football team in NFL. I hope you're all listening. And then we go check this Cowboy team out right now. You already know about the Cowboys. Then they show up and beat an injury-riddled Bills team who has since figured it out, gotten healthy, and if they played today, I believe the Bills beat the dog shit out of Baltimore. They then go beat the Bengals without any tackles, limited wide receiver by 3. They beat the Commanders by 7. They beat the Bucks with no Mike Evans. They beat Denver by 31 with a rookie QB, and then they lose to Cleveland without Deshaun Watson. Then they beat Cincinnati last night again because they went for it. They go for a 2-point conversion and throw the ball opposite of a guy who had almost 300 yards receiving. Make it make sense. This team isn't good enough on defense to beat anyone serious. And the hot take, people, you ready for the hot take? You ready? I told you defenses are figuring out Derrick Henry. And if you haven't noticed as of late, the offense is becoming a bit different, back relying on MVP candidate Lamar Jackson. And when it happens, then your recipe for Super Bowl goes out the window. We all know how it ends when Lamar is dependent on late in big game situations with his arm as the sole dependent, not his feet. So Houston, get ready for disappointment in Baltimore once again. But what do I know? Let's dive into the show. Lamar Jackson and the Ravens take out Joe Burrow and the Bengals in a shootout last night as 3 controversial calls that we damn near well know Patrick Mahomes would have got on Joe Burrow. Late hit in the back, 2 face mask hits in the face. Not only are they face masks, they're headshots that you call on every other good quarterback in the NFL. No calls. You hold coaches accountable. You hold players accountable in the media every single day. Everybody today is talking shit about the Cincinnati Bengals play calls. They're talking about why'd you go away from a guy that almost had 300 yards receiving on 2-point play to a tight end. What, blah, 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 blah. But what I haven't heard in this media so far yet since the game ended last night is why we're not holding referees accountable to keep the game even, honest, and have some sort of integrity. When we go over to Kansas City, and we know goddamn well Patrick Mahomes will get every one of those calls, but Joe Burrow didn't get them last night in one of the best games of the season, at almost 500 yards without T. Higgins. They traded away Joe Mixon, and he's still dropping 500 yards to a backup tight end and one wide receiver. And we don't want to give that guy any sort of homage and love that he can't get hit in the back late 3 steps and get hit in the face twice and no call, no call, no call. You know damn well Mahomes would have got that shit every single time. You know damn well he would have got those calls. But it is what it is. It is what it is. Matt McChesney will join us, talk about the Colorado matchup versus Texas Tech in Lubbock. Kirk Herbstreit, man, I want to give a shout-out to him. I talked to him yesterday before he went live on Amazon, called that game last night. Lost the dog that everyone's become famous for. He's become famous for. The dog has been basically a national highlight every single college game day, Thursday night football. Big Ben passed away. Had to put him down yesterday. He's getting overwhelmed, but he was still professional enough to show up to work last night and call that game, which ended up being one of the best Thursday night games we've seen. Florida has announced they are sticking with Billy Napier as its head football coach in 2025. And we'll dive into a bunch of different things today as Dr. Jesse Morse joins us in the morning here. As soon as he can, we'll talk about some NFL injury updates. Big Matt McChesney will join us here in the first hour. And Shaun King and Jeff Nadu. So shout out to everybody out there. Shout out to all the high school football teams playing today, tonight, in California, across the country, as they get ready to strap it up for their respective state playoffs. I know some playoffs already started in other places. California starts tonight. So good luck to all you guys out there, especially all you 4-time transfers that have transferred from high schools 4 times in 4 years. How do you coach high school in California anymore? How could you do it? I don't know. How could you actually do it? Holy shit, I couldn't imagine. You imagine that shit? Couldn't imagine it. Couldn't imagine it. But we're here. We're here on a free game Friday, man. And listen, I picked the Bengals to win outright last night. And damn. Whew. Shout out to Alan. Alan's out there at Texas high school. They got to win tonight to get into playoffs. Shit. You got to win tonight to get in it. Keith Smith, Iowa starts high school playoffs tonight. Nobody gives a fuck, Keith. Nobody's watching Iowa high school football. Nobody's watching high school fucking football in Iowa. Besides Keith, a bunch of fucking backwood fucking shit kickers, and some fucking made-up humans that are inbred. Stop. That's all. Nobody else is in Iowa. Shout out to all the Iowa people out there that's feeding the country with their grains, nutrients, and vegetables. You guys go underappreciated Iowa. Iowa, Nebraska, Kansas. You guys go underappreciated. Great meat. Great cow meat. Great cow meat out there. Best burgers. God damn. Kansas, Nebraska, Iowa. Great burgers. Because the burgers, they're not we don't put all that bullshit in it like we do out here in the West Coast and in the East Coast. We don't put anything in it. It's just straight up real shit. Real shit. Grass-fed, that real meat. But having said that, nobody's going to be at the Iowa high school football games tonight besides Joe and Uncle Paul, motherfucker. So stop acting like they are. Quote of the day. Let's get to it. Brought to you by BetUS. Head on over there. What up? I am here for BetUS. BetUS is now powering the Coach AB Show with Big Smitty as our proud new sponsor. Head on over to BetUS today and bet all things Major League Baseball. We're in the thick of the playoffs. NBA is getting ready to start up, and the NFL is right dab in the middle of the season. You can bet it all on BetUS. Short, fast, skinny, tall, they bet it all. And make sure you use my promo code CoachJB and get you 150% off, up to $2,000 on your first bet and up to 125% off on your second and third bet if you choose to do so. Plus, you get insurance protection and gambler's protection on both second and third bets. So make sure you head on over to betus.com, use my promo code CoachJB, and make it happen. BetUS, the best offshore book in the business. Head on over there today. Is our proud new sponsor, the Coach AB Show with Big Smitty. BetUS. Go check it out. Peace. Let's dive into it. Quote of the day. Shout out to BetUS. The truth shall set you free, but not until it's finished with you. Woo-hoo! The truth shall set you free, all right, but not until it's finished with you. The truth will come out about your ass. The truth will come out about everybody in this room, everybody out here, all you guys. The truth will come out once it's finished with your ass. And then you get exposed. And everybody knows how fucking phony you are and fake you are. And it'll all be put out there for the world to see. Especially now with cell phones and social media. Holy shit. You guys will all be exposed eventually when the truth has finished with you. Contrary to belief, brought to you by Prize Picks. Head on over there today. Use the promo code CoachJB. Keep going, because you did not come this far just to come this far. Contrary to belief, you didn't come this far just to go this far. Get your ass, keep going. And guess what? When the fire and the inferno turn up, and it's called hell, you found hell, guess what? Keep going. Walk through the bitch. I have. I do. Why can't you? Poll question today, and I want to dive into it because all you guys in there, pound that like. You guys can all dive into the poll question. Jaden Daniels or Lamar Jackson, NFL MVP? Who is it and why? Break it down. Drop your comments in the chat. Curious to hear what you have to say. Because I'm going to be honest, man, oh man. Lamar's having a better year than he did last year, but we know last year's MVP candidacy was a joke because last year should have been the year that they gave it to a non-quarterback, and CMC probably should have got it. And if he didn't get it, then Josh Allen clearly had better stats up and down than Lamar Jackson. He should have got it. I don't think Lamar Jackson was even close to an MVP last year's season. This year, you can argue Lamar's having his best year. Best year. And listen, we got Jared Goff in the conversation. We know Mahomes is still in the conversation, even though he's having a horrible year. And we know Derrick Henry will be in the conversation. We know some of these guys will be in the conversation. But right now, the question is Jaden Daniels as a rookie versus Lamar Jackson. Statistically speaking, Jaden Daniels is in Washington, a team that nobody thought would be anything. Anything. Everybody thought they were going to tank this part of the season to get another draft pick for next year. They had no idea that Lamar Jackson or that Jaden Daniels was going to carry this team to be this good, this fast. Who thought? First year head coach, first year rookie QB was going to be this good. Seriously, anybody in the chat predict that? Anybody in the chat predict that? Now, when we talk about MVPs and all this stuff, Lamar has more touchdowns. Lamar has a few more yards, of course. But is anyone more valuable to their team than Jaden Daniels? Is anyone more valuable to their team than Jaden Daniels? That's all I want to know. That's all I want to know. I don't believe anybody in football this year is more valuable. In the beginning, I thought it was Sam Darnold. Right now, I believe Jared Goff is in the conversation. I believe Derrick Henry was in the conversation, but the last 2 weeks they're loading the box and they're starting to put a hat on him. Jaden Daniels continues to do it, and he missed a game. Jaden Daniels continues to do it on a team that has McLaurin at wideout. He's developing a couple tight ends. He's getting the run game going, and he's making decisions that we see by 5- and 6-year veteran quarterbacks. Man, it's a tough one. It's a tough one, man, to be and no bias and trying to be straight up and down honest. It's a tough one. I'm going to be honest. But I don't know if anyone's more valuable to their team than Jaden Daniels right now. I'm going to be honest. Nobody in their mama, nobody thought that this Washington Commander team would be this good. Nobody. So if you say you did think that, then you're lying. Now, I said Jaden Daniels will be the best rookie quarterback in the draft, no question about it, and he has been clear as cut. No doubt about it, he is the best. And he's done it. But I don't know, man. Now, can you argue Lamar Jackson is that same way with the Ravens? If you take Lamar away, are the Ravens any good? Yeah, you can say that, but Lamar's been there and done this. The Ravens have had a great defense and a great O-line and a great run game for 5, 6, 7 years. This is the Washington Commanders, people. The Washington Commanders. This isn't the Ravens, who we traditionally expect to be in the Super Bowl conversation. This is the Washington Commanders. I did call their defense horrible, Hoffman. Do you not listen? This year, has Baltimore's defense been horrible the last 6 years, you fucking idiot? Do you listen? I said this year, Ravens defense, you fucking moron. The Ravens traditionally have had the best defense in football for the last how many years? It's won them a few Super Bowls. It's getting them to the playoffs. This year's defense is fucking atrocious. They're the worst pass defense in football. Fact, not a fucking opinion. So the bottom line is, Keandre, they are as bad as I say they are. The Ravens defense is fucking horrible. You gave up a 500 burger last night without T. Higgins, homie. With a tight end named Hudson. Who the fuck is that? Are you kidding me? Joe Mixon's in Houston. I don't know if you realize. Who's their running back? Who's Cincinnati's running back? Poll question. Name me both Cincinnati running backs right now. Go. A guy named Brown, who nobody knows, and a guy that just got off the bus is from fucking Chicago. What the fuck are you talking about? They got fucking nobody in the backfield. They got nobody at tackle. By the way, did their best tackle play last night for Cincinnati? What's his name? Brown? Oh, no, he didn't play. He didn't play last night either. That's probably why this hit occurred on the backside last night that also didn't get called. Did you see the big hit? 3, 4, 5. God damn. Can we rewind it? How many steps is that? Holy shit. How many steps is that? No call. No call. No call. How about the 2 face mask calls? Let's not even talk about face masks, okay? Let's not even talk about blatant face mask. Let's talk about head contact to a quarterback, and that is period, point blank, all I want to talk about. When we hit the head of a quarterback and then drag the fucking hand down, there's no call? You're telling me Mahomes would have got that, not got that call? You're telling me Mahomes wouldn't have got that late hit call? You're telling me Mahomes wouldn't have got the other face mask call to end the game on the 2-point play? Come on, man. Jaden Daniels would be my MVP candidate right now if it came down to him and Lamar. Either one's my MVP, but that's what I would call it. That's what I would call it. But I want to know who's holding the referees accountable today on ESPN, Fox, all the mainstream media, NFL Network. All I hear is it's excuses for Joe Burrow. It's the bad play call. The head coach, Zach, needs to go. Blah, blah, blah. I don't ever hear anybody talk about why the referees call games like they do. Why are we setting up games to make sure that the bettors on DraftKings and FanDuel and all these places are making their money? Nobody wants to talk about that shit, but guess what we're talking about? Why it was a bad call. Play call was horrific. We went away from a receiver that had almost 300 yards receiving to go to a no-name tight end who had 8 or 9 catches in the game because he's 6'5" against a 5'11" guy. That's what we're talking about. Nobody's brought up the fact that the referees are inconsistent as ever and that the same call would be called against a Josh Allen, a Patrick Mahomes. We all know other guys would have got those calls. We're not talking about that today. We're not talking about that today. We're talking about a bad play call, go for 2. I like to go for 2 call. I said, fuck it, go for 2. I thought they shouldn't have called the timeout just to check on the defense. I would have just ran the football play. They had free access to the left. And Chase had all the room he wanted to work that rookie DB that he's been cooking all goddamn game. Who was it? Higgins or whatever from Clemson? He was cooking the kid all Wiggins. He was cooking the kid all game, and then they go away from him, call a timeout, go away from him, and throw to a tight end. That was the 2-point play. I'm not mad at the 2-point play decision. You're on the road. And it is what it is. You're on the road. Go get the win. Go get the win. You are a Bengals team that has lost. Listen, I don't have the schedule. Let me be honest. Let me think about this season for the Bengals. Their season's cooked. I believe their season's cooked. But 2 games should have been beat. They should have beat the Ravens twice. Okay? Again, why I'm not sold on this Ravens team. They should have beat them twice. Shoulda, woulda, coulda. It doesn't matter. Auntie had balls, she beat my uncle, right? So it is what it is. We're just talking about the Bengals. They should have those 2 wins. They lost to the fucking Patriots game 1 of the season. The Bengals lost game 1 to the Patriots, and we all know about the Chiefs game. Another no call. So you have a Patriots, 1 play in the Patriots game, 1 play in the Chiefs game, and 2 plays in the 2 Ravens games. 4 plays we're talking about, and 4 wins. And now the Bengals have 7 wins and are sitting there on top of the division. Just throwing it out there. But that is a psyche, a mindset, and it will end badly, in my opinion. It's going to end badly for Joe Burrow and the Bengals. Their season's over, and it is what it is. You gotta win those games that you've lost, and it is what it is. Here, Smitty's called in. Smitty has a message for everybody real quick, so you guys can take a listen.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? I'm going to work, but I had to give y'all a quick message. Lamar Action Jackson. JB mad. I know JB is pissed right now in this exact moment. MV3. 4 touchdowns, no picks, 290 passing yards? What we talking about? I thought he couldn't throw. Bill Polian said he should move the running back and receiver. This is the year that Lamar Action Jackson and the Ravens get it done. I just want to tell y'all good morning. I love y'all. I miss y'all. I can't wait to be back. JB. I'll talk to y'all later.
Best quarterback in football. Best quarterback in football is right here. This guy. Clearly, that's what he is. That's clearly the best quarterback in football. And Joe Burrow quietly is probably playing better than any time of his career. Joe Burrow's playing better than anyone, any time in his career, His career. Just saying. It's not even close. If the records were flipped, is he not the MVP of the NFL? Just telling you. If the records are flipped, he's the MVP. Joe Burrow. Joe Burrow's the MVP. It is what it is. We saw the game last night. One of these guys have tasted a Super Bowl. The other guy has never even been close. One guy's trying to get where this guy's been with a much, 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 much better roster. I mean, the Ravens have been better than the Bengals every single year on the roster side. Every single year. Yeah, it's called taste. When you lose a Super Bowl, it's called tasting it, you fucking idiot. Holy shit. Some of you motherfuckers aren't just very smart. I mean, I've come to that conclusion. A lot of you just aren't very smart. A lot of you, especially you non-members, just not very smart. And it is not very smart. I mean, it is what it is. Lamar Jackson, I mean, listen, man, they're 7-3, same record they had last year. And I got to be honest, if you really break down the entire Ravens roster and team and their record to this date, 7-3, they have a kicker that's aged in front of our very eyes, who's their best offensive player. By the way, their best offensive player of the last couple years, scoring-wise, has been their kicker. He's bad this year. Nobody wants to talk about how bad he is. Did he miss I think he missed an extra point last night, but did he miss a field goal too? I don't know. But he's missed a couple field goals this year, and outside of 50 yards this year, he's been bad. He's been bad kicking the ball. Nobody wants to talk about it. He's not going to be there in the playoffs this year, Lamar. You got to win the game. Nobody's talking about that. Their defense is fucking horrific, and they'll never beat anybody who's serious in the AFC playoffs. They're not going to do it. Can't stop nobody on defense. Their defense is not good enough. I'm just telling you straight out. Their defense ain't good enough. You can talk all you want. If you think the Ravens are going to outscore you in a big-time game, if you think they're going to outscore the Chiefs or the Bills or the Texans in a big-time shootout game, you're crazy. You're crazy. They have no defense late in the game. No defense whatsoever. And all three of those teams I just mentioned have defense. So I'm just telling you. But listen. All we could do is sit here and wait. All Smitty's going to say is, well, we'll see. You've been telling me we'll see every fucking year since Lamar Jackson got in the league. When do I get to say we have seen? We have seen. And I already know what the fucking final result is. It's Lamar Jackson being fucking horrific in a playoff game to end his season. And it will happen again this year. We will see him do what we've seen him do for 7 years. Lose when it matters most. Period. Let's move on. We'll see. Smitty will say, we'll see. When the fuck do I get to tell you I've already seen? Shut the fuck up. We'll see. He's fucking garbage in the playoffs. Period. Sorry to burst your bubble out there. JB, you racist. You only like Joe Burrow, Josh Allen, Tom Brady, Joe Montana. You only like the white guys. No, I like winners. I like motherfuckers that win. And then I like white Patrick Mahomes. When Patrick Mahomes is white, I like him. When he's a brother, I go against him. His mom was white, remember? Trump. Mama voted Trump. Mama and I can kick it. I'll kick it with the mama. I'll kick it with his mama. The daddy, that motherfucker drunk. He too much drunk for me. That motherfucker got DUI, 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 DUI. That's Mahomes' daddy resume. DUI, 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 DUI. That's on his resume. Mama got Trump on the resume. Got fucking milk and magnesia. I bet you she don't like milk and magnesia, but she on Sports Illustrated now. It is what it is. Here's Joe Burrow after the game discussing their 4-6 record.
Yeah, we just gotta make the opportunities that are there, make the plays. You know, we did in spots and we didn't in spots tonight, and that's been the story of our season. So, you know, I'm going to do everything in my power to continue to be ready for the opportunities that come. Try to take advantage of them.
What was the frustrating season that you've ever had where you guys feel like you play so well and somehow don't have more wins to show for it?
Yeah, this one's been frustrating.
Jamass said it's hard for him to believe that he's playing so well and you're playing so well, and you have the record you do.
Yeah, I mean, if you look at how we're playing, and then, you know, you look at Trey Hendrickson, how he's playing. Yeah, it's tough pill to swallow.
I'm going to get this film, and I want to make sure there's two plays in particular. They're at the 40-yard line on 4th and 2, and they throw a fucking fade ball almost out of bounds. Number one, no opportunity to get an option route, a combination route, a high-low, the corner route. They're just throwing fade balls on 4th and 2. I call that bad coaching. 4th and 3 on the other side of the field, they throw a fade ball again from the 42-yard line and incomplete to Jamar Chase, I believe. Where are the combination routes? Where are the man beater routes? Where are the things to put them in Joe Burrow's face when you know you're going to get some sort of pressure? And that's the problem I see. So it is what it is. Those two plays blew my mind. Those two plays blew my mind, and that's where I stand. I don't like the calls. I don't see the calls. I don't know how I just don't get it. Don't get it. Somebody in the chat said Mahomes' daddy had more years in pro ball than I did. Do you know what's crazy? You're talking about Mahomes' daddy playing baseball, I assume, right? Against me playing football, I assume. I want to know why only you guys talk about that when you compare other people. Why don't you ever compare yourself? Can you please compare yourself in the conversations when you start to bring up other people? Because, see, I can compare myself to people. But why don't you? I don't get it. I never got that. Have anybody in the chat ever realized that? Have you guys ever understood? JB, you don't have the same life that Mahomes' daddy has. But where's your resume? That's the problem. You guys get protected by social media, man, and your phone. You got to start dropping your resume, man, for us to have conversation. You got to do it. Got to do it. I got the water cayenne. JB, that porn star's dick's bigger than yours. I got a micro penis, but your dick's not as big as the porn star. Motherfucker never mentioned his motherfucking self. God damn. It's like the motherfucking prime sexuals. The motherfucker that we got on the phone that day. Remember that day that did a whole fucking spaces about me? They're all talking about what Dion's done, what this guy's done. And then I asked him, where have you coached? And motherfucker said, Pop Warner. That shit is unbelievable. Do you even know Perm? No. Fuck. You defend a motherfucker you don't know. Crazy. It's crazy. Bailey, Shaun King is caught up, man. His wife's out of town, so he's got the kids. He can't make it on today. He won't be able to make it on. So we'll get with him next week. He's been busy all week long. So Matt will join us in a few. Dr. Jesse Morse will join us when he can, and then Jeff Nadu will join us around 7:30 West Coast. So we'll find that out. We got a lot to discuss when it comes to that, so we'll see. I'm not a big believer in the Ravens going further than the second round this year. Period. Not a believer. Before we dive into some sports with Matt, and I want to be clear here. I want to talk about something real clear. All of the people out there who voted for Trump, shout out to you to get him in office. I believe America looked itself in the mirror and said, enough is enough. America, enough is enough. That's why I believe the votes went how they went. That's why the country is red right now. That's why the country is red, including California. California is red as fuck, but nobody want to listen to me when I've been telling y'all quit believing the media. I've been telling you California is red. Nobody wants to listen to me. Everybody wants to talk about how bad the politics are. I don't give a fuck. California's turning red, and Newsom will be out of here in a couple of years, if not before. His fucking tenure is done, especially if I run for fucking governor around this motherfucker. But anyway, I want to be clear if you guys don't understand how politics work. The inauguration is not yet. So you understand that, right? This guy has to be put in office. He's not in office yet. The term's not over for Biden or whoever the fuck's running the Democratic Party. That should be concerning for a lot of you out there, right? By the way, because who's running the country? Who's been running the country for the last fucking 3-4 months? We don't know. The puppet masters. But listen, to me, I'm a judge of character, dog. I'm a real good judge of character. And it's never done until it's done. There's no lead big enough ever as a coach. 28-point lead, not enough. I'm still scared. Halftime. 42-0. I'm not scared until the whistle blows and it's over. Something don't feel right in my gut, dog. I'm just telling you guys right now. Something don't feel right. First of all, Kamala, the left, the Democratic Party conceded way too easy. This whole fucking night on election night was way too smooth. It went way too right, way too fast. And then they all came and said, here's the keys. Here's the keys, Donald Trump. We're going to give you the keys. Come on in. Come on in. It's like the Holy Ghost setup. It sounds like the Holy Ghost setup. Here we go, Jay Earn. Fucking right. That's why you're here listening, you fuck. Here we go. You know why here we go? Because they tried to assassinate this motherfucker. Not once, twice. Twice. And then we got about 3 months until he's in office. The inauguration comes January, 11th. And y'all say, oh, yeah, they want peaceful transfer. They either have another plan. They either have another plan or this is the plan. And that's a whole nother fucking conversation. That's a whole nother conversation. But none of you want to have that conversation. We'll just keep it at that. But I'm just telling you, I'm a little leery and weary of what's happening out there. Just telling you. A little weird how easy it went. A little weird how easy it went through. A little weird. And it's crazy. There's a lot of rumors out there that teachers are canceling teaching classes. Teachers are canceling class. Oh, fuck. Dear baby Jesus, I come to you tonight this morning before I lose my mind, that this red dot canceled class because she thought she was Kamala Harris's sister, Lord. She thought they were both Red Dot Indians, and they thought they were sisters, Lord. She couldn't teach, Lord. She was so distraught in the election, Lord, that she couldn't teach the kids, the babies, Lord. That she couldn't teach them. She couldn't show up because she had to fight for the made-up humans, Lord. She couldn't go to class and teach, Lord. She told the students, stay away. I cannot live another day. And she canceled class, Lord. Please, Lord, stop the made-up humans and the teachers from missing class and teaching the youth. Or keep them from teaching the youth, because we know he's probably, they probably, whatever this motherfucker is probably teaching all lies anyway, Lord. So maybe it's God's work that you've allowed this made-up human Dot to not teach. But in the name of Kamala Harris and the Dots, your name, amen. Deport this fucking Hamas motherfucker. Have you figured out that the Hamas have like ceased fire? They said, oh, we're going to stop. Have you seen that? Putin's like, oh, shit, we may just pull out of Ukraine now. You know why? Because a man's in office. There's a man in office. You think that Hamas and all that shit would have seized already if fucking a female was in office? Get the fuck out of here. You crazy as shit. You're fucking crazy as hell. This lady right here, Shagalaga Borbala, said, dear students, I'm canceling class today to grieve over the presidential election results. Oh my God, cry me a fucking river. You know who should have grieved? Kirk Herbstreit, you fucking bitch. Kirk Herbstreit should have grieved last night. Losing a fucking dog, a most loyal creature on this fucking earth. Kirk Herbstreit should have not went to work last night and called the fucking Ravens-Bengals game. But your fucking shalabalala ass fucking didn't want to show up in America where we gave you a job, motherfucker. Take your motherfucking ass back over there, motherfucker, and build me a pyramid, bitch. Get your motherfucking ass up out of here. Go build me a pyramid, motherfucker, in 13 days. Whatever the fuck you do. Get your bitch ass up out of here. Cancel class. Fucking president. Have some balls and fire this motherfucker. Have some fucking balls and fire this motherfucking made-up human. This motherfucker said, as a queer immigrant woman of color, I cannot in good conscience go on about my day like everything is all right. What? What? Let me go back. Queer, immigrant, woman of color. Guess who gave you that fucking opportunity? You fucking unappreciative fucking dot. America! America! Oh, man. Get the fuck out of here. Get your motherfucking ass out of here, you fat, wobble body, Keith Smith looking motherfucker. Get your motherfucking ass up out of here. Fuck out of here with that bullshit. You fucking made up human fucking defendant motherfucker. You're teaching in this country? You're teaching in this country where my motherfucking kids go? Where I pay the bill? Get your motherfucking ass up out of here. You fucking made up fucking dot bitch. Get your fat made up human motherfucking ass up out of here. I can't stand these motherfuckers, man. Holy shit. Go make your motherfucking ass a pyramid on a camelback, motherfucker. Get your motherfucking ass up out of here. Holy shit, man. I can't believe we defend these motherfuckers. I can't believe some people in this country defend this shit. We gave this motherfucker a chance, an opportunity to better their motherfucking fat, nobody-ass life. And these motherfuckers are sitting here gonna tell the students not to come? I would never go back. If I was the students of her class, his class, whatever the fuck's class, if I was a student of that motherfucker's class, I would say, I'm not going back. I boycott your motherfucking ass because FTE is real. And yeah, I know what the fuck it's about. You know what FTE stands for at colleges? Full-time enrollment. Full-time enrollment. You know what? Drop that motherfucker below full-time enrollment for her motherfucking class. They fire her ass. She can't fill a class. Guess what? That's their sole job. Teacher's sole job is to fill the class. Because if you don't fill the class, the school don't get no fucking money. And she'll fire your motherfucking ass. If I was the students, I wouldn't show up to this weirdo-ass fuck class. Period. Fuck this motherfucker. This is the one we need to get rid of. That's why we had a motherfucking person finally show up. Finally showed the fuck up. I'm glad, man. I can't wait. Shit. Hey, Bailey, I just sent you another DM on Twitter. Can you pull that in? Because that's where this shit's headed. That's where we are right now. Hopefully we're ending all this nonsense. Hopefully we're ending all this fucking nonsense. Because god damn, the motherfuckers are Jimmy Kimmel was crying, they said. Jimmy Kimmel was crying. Oh, shit. Kyron's World said, Coach AB said, I already got 28 in the league, bro. Them kids was going to the league with or without me. Oh, these motherfuckers are so goddamn stupid. Goddamn. Hey, dog, did you miss that fat Wobble Body's class? Were you the one of the guys in the class? Was you supposed to be in that class, Kyron's World? It looks like it. Look at your fucking weak left fucking pussy leaning ass. It looks like you were supposed to be in that made-up fucking humans class. So you're telling me that the 28 guys in the league, I bet you about 22 of them were redeveloped, found, and I had to fix a bunch of fucking academic shit so they could go D1. But they would have all made it without me. Oh, 2 of them were in jail without my recommendation, would not got out of jail. So, yeah, they would have made it without me. No problem. You fucking nobodies. You know what you are? You're this guy. Kyron. Any suggestions on how I can appear more feminine? Kyron asked. Yeah, Kyron. Don't let your nutsack rest on the sink. God damn, Kyron. Where you at, Kyron? Kyron, show me your motherfucking face, Kyron. Hold on. Let me look at Kyron. Little baby ass little boy. And then let me look at any suggestions on how I can become more feminine. Sure. Don't rest your nutsack on the sink, motherfucker. That's exactly who this is. Kyron, make sure you go back to fucking Habalabalabas class tomorrow, okay? Motherfucker. Make sure you go back to class tomorrow. This is what the fuck you guys really wanted to vote for. Some of you really were going to vote for that shit. Have you seen the Department of Health? The Secretary of Health that we fucking hired, Biden hired? Do you know who it is now? RFK, motherfucker. Motherfucker that lifts and looks like a man. Have you seen the differences between that motherfucker and RFK? Who left your fucking demonic ass side to come on over? RFK Jr., motherfucker. That's who now is ahead of some shit. You know what he's already doing? Trying to eliminate some of the shit that's in your motherfucking food. Because they want your ass as a man to have low T. They want you men out there to have low testosterone for a motherfucking reason. They don't want you to have no balls. They want to clip them. They want to clip your nuts. They want you weak. They want the woman to lead the household. They want the women to lead the house. Keep it funky. They don't want you out there to be an alpha male, homie. They want you to be the beta male so that the robots and all this weirdo fucking AI can absorb you. Why you think they want electric cars, motherfuckers? They don't want no gasoline. They don't want no man shit. You know what you can't do? You can't turn a boat into electric, motherfucker. That's why I just get on the yacht and fucking head on. I can hear 2-350 start up. Woo, 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 woo. I'm always had that motherfucking roar. Fuck your electric shit. D. Jones, 2 things can be true, motherfucker. I already told you I don't fuck with Elon Musk. How many times I got to tell your motherfucking ass? And I don't give a fuck who he fucks with. Y'all act like I got to fuck with you because you fuck with him. You guys got me fucked up, homie. I'm an independent motherfucking thinker, homie. I'm not a bitch like a lot of you motherfuckers sitting around here. Oh, man, he likes him, so I got to go like him. He made a right at the stop sign, so I got to go make a right at the stop sign. Motherfucker, I can give a fuck less about Elon Musk. He don't fucking fatten my pockets. I give a fuck about a rocket in space. And I give a fuck about all you nobodies getting a blue check mark on Twitter, homie. Get the fuck out of here. You think I support that shit? I don't give a fuck about Elon Musk. I don't like electric anything. I like a cord and everything, motherfucker. I shave my motherfucking nuts with an electric cord with the fucking plug it in. Not no wireless battery operated shit. Motherfucker. I shave my head, my face, electric. Plug that bitch in. I want that motherfucker powered, hard power. Fuck no power, no cord. Fuck all that. I need gasoline on the car side. I need fucking appliances plugged into the wall. Motherfucker, I don't want that shit. I don't want nothing with batteries in it, motherfucker. I don't use dildos. You beta males use dildos. That's why y'all like electric battery operated shit. Man, get me out of here. Take a commercial break. I'm going to give me some coffee. I'll be back in 5 minutes with Big Mac McChesney. What up, what up, what up, man? This is a proud new sponsor of the Coach JB Show with Big Smitty, and it is First Round Performance. Yeah. Make sure you head on over to firstroundperformance.com. We got the merch, the gear. They are top-notch company.
High quality, JB. All about the quality here. Workout gear, exclusive gear. What's that right there, JB?
By the way, nobody else in the country or the world has this short right here. You can put this short on. It helps your back. It helps your hamstrings, helps your quads as you work out.
What?
You can wear these right underneath your workout shorts or what have you. It's kind of like a girdle, but very, very comfortable. Shorts Against Syndrome. It's SAFS. Go head on over there and check it out. First Round Performance.
JB, they got workout bands. They got ankle weights.
What's this?
What's in that box?
All kind of good.
It's our first time seeing this.
What's this?
I'm nervous. What's that?
A 40-yard dash electric timer. You can go get your workout on with the light and the strobe and the whole deal. Firstroundperformance.com.
Oh, you just turned it on, JB.
Bam.
You want that smoke?
Go check it out.
I know you ain't trying to race me, JB.
I might race Smitty and smoke him.
You ain't trying to race me. You scared of that life.
Yeah, this is real deal. You guys got to go check it out. Firstroundperformance.com. Head on over there. Proud new sponsor of the Coach JB Show.
Nice, JB.
With Big Smitty. And
oh, this is mine, right?
Hell yeah. Listen, their premium gear, including the revolutionary SAFS shorts I just showed you, are expertly designed by a leading orthopedic surgeon to align your hips and relieve your pain. It is trusted by athletes and active individuals alike, whether you are pushing your limits with their high-quality resistance bands, as Smitty just showed you, or boosting recovery with the powerful dual-spectrum red light therapy devices that I just showed you. First Round Performance delivers the tools needed to stay at the top of your game. Whether aiming for peak performance or simply wanting to live pain-free, they've got you covered. Visit firstroundperformance.com or shop on Amazon today. They just launched their AmazonStore.com, their Amazon store. This is out there, First Round Performance on Amazon. And so go help them out and grab some performance gear today. And please feel free to reach out to us if you have any questions.
Yes, sir.
Go First Round.
Go First Round, baby.
The promo code will be Coach JB. So check that out and head on over there today.
Get right, baby. First round, the highest quality.
First round performance, go get you some merch.
Ooh, I like this shirt. I like this shirt, JV.
Peace. All right. We're back. We're back in the building. Shout out to all you Slapdick Nation, real ones out there. Shout out to real alpha males. God damn. Let's get another alpha male in the show. The owner operator of 0 to 60 Pod, knower of all Colorado things, former alum, Colorado Buff legend, New York Jet, Denver Bronco. Big Matt McChesney joining us. Matt, what up?
Morning. How are you?
Man, good to see another alpha male enter the chat, man. Do you know what I've realized in the last 3 days? That everyone out there that voted Kamala Harris is a beta male on the male side and a made-up human female on the female side. There's no males that voted for Kamala unless they had an agenda either of A, hiding from P. Diddy parties, B, being made up human, meaning a fucking not this, and C, Matt, have you seen this fucking teacher cancel class in America?
Yeah.
At a college class? College class. This fucking thing right here.
Yeah.
You know why?
It's just, I find it hilarious at this point. Like,
hey Matt, this thing right here, I don't know what it is, so I don't want to address it because I don't want to go against its pronoun. My pronouns are slapping dick. I don't know what hers is or his is, but as a queer immigrant woman of color, I cannot in good conscience go on without my day like everything's all right. Then you should go back and build me a pyramid, you fucking Hamas. I'm so fucking tired of these motherfuckers. They want to come to our country, Matt, and then bitch and moan about what we're doing here and gave her an opportunity to teach our kids, our Americans. Like, if I was our Americans, if this happened in Colorado, Matt, I would be on a plane to you. I'd be on Colorado's campus telling all those kids, fuck no, don't go to this motherfucker's class ever again. Let's get her ass up out of there.
Yeah, this whole thing is it's revealing to me. Like, I'm so glad glad Trump won because
great word, bro.
This is just, I'm sorry, but bro, this is just pure weakness, just everywhere.
Revealing.
All this, it's revealing. It's like people can say that it's revealing who voted for Trump. What I just feel like that if you're sane, you voted for Trump. Like, I'm sorry, but I'm on the side of sanity. I'm an independent, so you got to earn my vote. And
Me too.
I don't know how in the hell you expected all these people to vote for Harris and like her agenda and the Democrats' agenda and all the craziness and everything that's been going on for the last 4 years. If people act like Trump is going to come in and like destroy the country, he was already president for 4 years.
I don't get it. And only for 4.
He was already there.
Only for 4. The other 12 years. By the way, the other 12 of the last 16 has been the left, and they're still blaming Trump for his 4.
Exactly. So it's never. I just love how, like, everybody needs a fucking comfort day now. Like, what, bro? How about you just go to work and shut up? Like,
hey,
I'm sorry, but I woke up today and my big toe looked at my little toe and said, "Fuck you." So. Now I need a comfort day so the other 3 can figure out which side they want to go on. Like, dude, come on with this shit. Everybody needs a goddamn comfort day every other day, and it's gotten to the point where it's just played out. Like,
it is played out.
You can cry about it and whine about it all you want. You can have a fucking mental breakdown because your candidate didn't win. You can call people racists and fascists and all these other crazy shit. But I saw a video yesterday where some leftist liberal asshole was talking about branding Trump supporters because they need to know if you voted conservative. Like,
hey, I saw a lady in a car crying. A lady in the car crying was saying that we should all die.
Oh yeah, I saw some dude say that we should all kill ourselves. Yeah, that was all.
Hey,
that was.
Hey Matt, help me out. How long do we got with you?
About 30 minutes.
All right, help me out then. This would be great. Our NFL injury update extraordinaire. Dr. Jesse Morse has to be fluid on the show because he's obviously PRP injecting people out there. So let's get him in. Let's get him in with Big Matt. Jesse, Matt, I think you met Matt. Hey, we're gonna no Diddy tag team you today. So let's go. Let's get right into it. Matt, you have some questions as well. Matt, you got some questions. Ask them away. But because Matt, Dr. Jesse Morse, I don't know if you know, but Matt is a guy that's kind of been on the other side of the NFL, 7-year NFL vet who we've had a lot of NFL guys on this show with Eric Weddle and Matt and Shaun King and Tank Johnson. And everybody's like, the NFL after retirement policy is a joke, and these guys get no help at all. And I know you dabble into that, Doc. So Matt might have some questions for you during this segment, and I don't know how long we got you, Doc. A few minutes, I hope. Thanks for popping in on a Friday before the weekend. Go away. Give us your takeaways on what's going on injury wise. And the first guy I got to ask you about is CMC. Is he a healthy go for the Niners? And then whatever Matt has for you.
He is a go. The term healthy is relative. I would probably say he's 85%, somewhere around there. Obviously, we don't know specifics. I think they're going to be smart with his usage. Mason is healthy. Guendo is obviously healthy. I think they'll probably use all three. They're going to preserve his bullets, in my opinion. Not super high risk for injury per se. It's more of a chronic injury, but he's only got so much wear and tear in his tires left. So I think they'll start him and be smart with them in week 10 and go forward.
Matt, if you could read the private chat, you're in the private chat, Matt. All right, so CMC's a go. So all you guys out there on the fantasy world of DFS, I'm sure you'll pick him heavy. I'm going to stay away from CMC just because of what you said. I don't know if he pops up one injury away from making a cut and he's out for the rest of the game. I'll stay away from him on the DFS side.
Shouldn't he just hang it at this point for the year?
I think a combination of pride and money and records is going to probably prevent him from doing that.
He's getting paid regardless, though.
Yeah, I mean, it's probably like similar to the Tua situation. He doesn't want to end it on this note. He wants it, on his own thing. But
do you think he's close to the end?
I'm sorry?
You think Christian McCaffrey is close to the end of his career?
I think he's closer to the end than the beginning. I think he's probably got 2 years.
Sure.
2 years, maybe 3 if not many people can run to 37, 38 like Peterson did, and he probably did it more so for money than he did for because he was fine. But I mean, most guys don't make it past 30, 31. What's happened to Dalvin? What's happened to Zeke? Like, sometimes you'd rather go out on top than look like a shell of your former self.
Yeah, not too many Frank Glores floating around, Matt, huh? Frank Gore was one of those anomalies, I guess.
Yeah, I know.
Hey,
he's a good dude.
Anything from last night's game injury wise? I saw Burrow, who's having maybe his best year. He'll just go unwanted because his team's not very good. He started messing with the left hand last night and the wrist. I don't know if you saw that or what. Chase is just a freaking monster. He got hit pretty hard in the left kind of lower rib area. Late call, no call.
And they didn't call it. It was and you look at his face, it's like nothing ever happened while he's in the zone, but you could see he was hurting when he was on the sidelines. The hand stuff, there was an 80% chance everything was fine. There was a 20% chance this would have lingered. He's in the 80%. Go figure. And he continues to that pass to Chase in the corner of the end zone over 2 defenders, but low enough for him to catch it was freaking bananas.
Great ball. Yeah, great ball.
I don't know. I don't really have any negative.
So he'll be all right. So what about the Kyle Hamilton injury on defense for the Ravens?
Yeah. So this was a fluky injury. He caught. It looked like his cleat caught the edge of another player's heel, which caused him to kind of like awkwardly land. So it could have been a little bit of a abnormal movement of a high ankle, and then you saw him trying to go off the field, and he just couldn't put a lot of weight on it. Best case scenario, he's back. It sounds like he avoided serious injury. That usually means fracture or severe high ankle, but that doesn't necessarily mean he's going to be fluid and be able to do all the crazy things he needs to do with that ankle. And usually these don't tape very well. They last 10 minutes or something like that. And then
what about the tackle? Hey, Matt, I forgot his name. What's the tackle that didn't play last night for Burrow?
Brown?
Yeah.
Brown, yeah.
Orlando, yeah.
I popped up and I didn't see what it was because of, what the injury was.
I don't know, Matt. I don't know if you know. He missed the whole game. He didn't play.
I saw that, but there's so many injuries. It's hard to monitor all of them. It's crazy.
Where are we at with T. Higgins? Burrow has no T. Higgins. He goes for 500 yards almost without T. Higgins and a tight end that we never even heard of.
What a game, man. That game rocked last night, bro.
That was a great game.
Hey, Matt, I don't know if you know about T. Higgins' situation. Is this more of a I'm fucking telling you I want traded, or is he hurt, Doc?
So I mean, he's hurt. He suffered a quad strain on a Friday. So it's only been like 10 days, 15 days. So quad strains are like hamstring strains. They are notorious for slow healing and re-injury. Because every time you run, you have to flex that quad to run. So you're stretching that muscle that you strained. So even if it's grade 1, they're notorious for slow healing. And the timing of the games, he suffered it on a Friday. He had a Sunday game, obviously missed that. He had a week, missed that. So he was a week and 2 days out. And now he has a Thursday game. It was just a weird timing of the events. And my suspicion is, unless it was a bad grade 2, he'll be back for next week. He's got another 10 days basically to heal. The problem with his argument of, hey, you need me, is they didn't really need him. It wasn't the offense the problem, So could they use him? Yes, he would have been, helpful. But to say, oh, the team sucks without me, is probably not a relevant statement. So he's a talented receiver nonetheless. That's not the point. Yeah. But if if Chase wasn't in that game and Higgins was, I don't think it would have been the same outcome.
I got a question. Do you think we could send all the refs to you that are blind as fuck and can't see? Do you think you could help them? Because it's 2 weeks in a row that the face mask has been grabbed right in front of these
face masks. They've had a couple bad.
Hey, Matt, I got to ask you, Matt. Not only is it the face mask issue, Matt, aren't the quarterbacks' heads like the number one discussion of an offense?
Oh yeah, both of them got hit in the head multiple times.
Yeah, a couple.
Well, they were like they do phantom calls. So there's a phantom holding penalty, and then they're like, "Oh, we fucked that up," and then the next play there's a defensive holding. And they're like, oh, okay, we even that out. And I'm like, what the fuck, dude? It makes betting on the games impossible.
You're right. It's fucked up. Hey, any other injuries, Doc, before you get out of here?
So be aware of? There's a couple big ones that we should focus on. Nico Collins, everyone was saying, hey, he's healthy, he's running, DNP times 2. So they're being extra careful with him. I don't know. But unless he practices today, this would be a weird way to come back into returning. I mean, he just missed a month. And then you don't practice on Wednesday or Thursday at all, despite, tweets saying, hey, he's healthy, he's running at top speed. Well, show me on the field, right? Yeah. You can tweet whatever you want, but can he do it on the field and practice? So we'll see how that plays out. Right now, I'm assuming he's out. He's just not ready, which is okay. But everybody's like, "Oh, he'll be back in a month."
Yeah.
Mike Evans will probably be back next week. Obviously, very similar situation. Trevor Lawrence has a left non-throwing shoulder injury that's kind of weird. The way they're describing it isn't consistent with what he did on the practice field yesterday or whatever day it was. He looked pretty good. He didn't look like anything was wrong. My suspicion is an AC sprain, usually a dislocated shoulder. They're not really able to do a whole lot, and they have a brace on to prevent it, and he didn't have a brace on. He's the type of player that will play through this. It won't impact him a whole lot. Maybe we see Mac Jones. Maybe they just give him a break and say, you know what, we need to make sure, that season's done anyway, pretty much. But so that one would be interesting. Most of the running backs are good. We will see likely the debut of Jonathan Brooks, the stud running back that tore his ACL in college. He's going to make his debut in Germany, which is kind of interesting. Everybody assumed he was going to become the bell cow. Not so fast. A massive extension for Chuba Hubbard yesterday, so obviously he's not going anywhere, and they already pay Miles Sanders like 20-something million too. So we will see Andy Dalton sit again. Bryce Young is playing. As far as some of the wide receivers, Debo will be back. He's got a wrist. He's got a rib, and then he's also got a post pneumonia, so a little banged up. We will see an interesting injury. Jawan Jennings is dealing with something called a psoas strain. So there's a muscle on each side of the body. It starts at the hip, it runs through the pelvis, and actually attaches to the spinal cord, to the vertebrae. And what it does is it can pull the hip forward, it can pull the hip up, it can pull the ribs down. I had one yesterday actually, and one on each side. So he strained that. And it's been like 3 weeks or something like that. So it's been a long time. I think he'll probably get back in the game. So, obviously without Ayuk, but they should be healthy for the first time in a while.
Before you leave, I got to ask you and Matt both, because Matt played and knows 7 years of what's happening here. Dak Prescott now, they're talking maybe done for the year with a hamstring. Yeah. But Matt, I don't know if you saw, his hand looked like it possibly was broken. Are they hiding the hand? Yep. And saying that it's the hamstring so that they don't have to divulge that.
Yes.
Matt? What do you say, Matt?
Yes.
So they do that, Matt. Tell the people, Matt.
They do that shit. They're cheating their ass.
Yeah, they have not commented on the hand at all. Here's where I'm at with this hamstring. He suffered a very unique location for a hamstring injury. It's funny because I actually injected one yesterday. I was like, wow, this is weird.
I gotta get you to check Matt.
This is not a traditional hamstring. Let me grab my model. It's right here. 1 second.
I gotta get you, Matt. I gotta get you on some PRP, Matt. We gotta go see Doc in Miami, Matt. We can go to Miami to get injected with some PRP. Oh yeah.
Oh, okay.
Hey Doc, you're showing. That's Matt. That's fucking Matt.
He's a look. He's had better days. So you see this bone right
looks
here?
Looks like my back.
The back of the hip. So see this bone right here? This is where the hamstring attaches to. They're saying he partially tore the hamstring off this bone.
Oh, shit.
God damn.
You don't do that unless you're a full sprinter or you're a kid, a pediatric, because that tendon is weak, but it's not that weak. And the bone is stronger than the tendon. And the hamstring usually strains somewhere kind of mid-leg. So they're saying it partially tore off this, which is basically like your butt. Like it's not. This is what we saw from Aaron Jones a couple of weeks ago when they said, "Hey, this is a hip. This is a hip. No, this is a hamstring." That his was like a mild tweak to it. They said Dak, who's never had a hamstring injury on his record that I could find, dating back to college, went from a minor hamstring to this was a bad hamstring. So the data for this is 6 to 10 weeks. This is not a small. I mean, and if you have surgery, this could easily be season-ending without question. Just the timing of it. So, unfortunate timing. They may not say anything about his hand, but I have a video. I tweeted it on maybe Sunday or something that showed his hand was super swollen. So, I'm curious to see if they're hiding the hand despite the hamstring. And just saying, the hamstring is going to end the season, and they don't say anything about his hand, and then we hear about it in February or something random.
I don't know what happened. I think
Dak is beat up.
I think
Yeah.
I think Biden just kicked me out of my power off. It was crazy.
You kicked off for a second and then you came back, but it said it was audio only for a second.
Yeah,
Hey,
they
Doc,
can't kick you off anymore.
No, they can't. It's over. Hey, Doc, man, I appreciate you hopping on a Friday, giving everybody the updates, man. Enjoy the weekend out there, and I'll be on my yacht tomorrow, so you want to come out anytime.
Poor thing.
I know, my bad. But it's supposed to be 80 tomorrow on the water.
82
Cali,
and sunny
Florida.
right now in Miami.
Oh, and Matt's out there in a hoodie dealing with snow. God damn it.
Bro, we're not just dealing with snow. We're about to get the biggest snowstorm in the last 30 years.
Where are
No
you at?
way.
Colorado?
In Denver.
Colorado.
There's a 100% chance of snow for the next 18 hours.
God
Cool
damn.
city, cool state, but they get their crazy weather.
Yeah, no doubt. Hey, Doc, I appreciate you, Doc. We'll see you Tuesday.
All right, take care, guys.
All right, brother.
Later, Doc.
Hey, Matt, real quick, I got to ask you something.
Okay.
Don't you love when people say, I got to ask you something, and then, well,
Fucking Bailey does it to me every day. Let me ask you this. And I'm like, Jesus Christ, we're on the show together. Just fucking ask the question. Bailey,
Kirk Herbstreit was the guy that should have fucking opted out of calling the game last night instead of that fat Hamas bitch canceling class. Kirk Herbstreit's dog died. And
fucking Ben died. That sucks.
If my dog died, homie, I'd be like, but guess what? God damn it, we're professionals, and we got kids to coach and teach and show up for. My dad died, and I was at fucking practice as the OC that day. I was like, that's what we're supposed to do. Like,
my brother died, and I went to training camp.
Like, my brother had a marriage. He got mad at me because it was during the season. I go, bro, I can't fucking just leave as a head coach.
We don't do weddings during the football season, homie.
Sorry, bro. But anyway, let's dive into some Colorado talk because
I'm surprised there weren't like NFL players that were like, I can't play tonight because I'm emotional.
Oh yeah, I thought the Steve Kerr thing was going to be real. It was a fake thing that I posted just to fuck around, but he actually.
I thought it was real too. I sent it to Bailey like, let's roast this motherfucker.
I was like, you got to be shitting me, man. All right, so look, I got to ask you something. Since we just had an election and we're talking about all this stuff, is this fake news about this fucking Texas guy who says he reached out to Colorado and Prime to get some merch done, and they said no, we don't want any American flags on there? How fake is this?
You're gonna have to enlighten me. I haven't seen.
Oh,
this
you don't know? You don't know?
No.
Bailey, pop it in if you have it. That's what I want to ask.
We're
I'm
developing
sure it's fake.
the shirt and sending it into the official channels. Texas Tech was ecstatic about it. Received an immediate yes and approval.
Texas Tech guy. Okay, let's make sure we understand it.
Yeah, so he's a Fisher's T-shirts for Texas Tech, pretty much.
And he's got behind his right ear there, our right ear, he says Colorado, Texas Tech, celebrate America, blah blah blah. You see I think he's got all this stuff in American type of stuff. So go ahead, Bailey.
Cool.
From Texas Tech Athletics, and we were waiting on the University of Colorado to approve the shirt. Multiple times we reached out, and the only message we ever got back from Colorado on multiple occasions was, in quotes, not interested. So we had some people reach out asking why. We made some changes to the shirt as required by Colorado, asking for just two helmets locking up with each other to make it a neutral shirt. We said absolutely, like, this is about celebrating American game for us. It's not about a rivalry. Made those adjustments, sent their artwork back in, and we had another response back from Colorado saying,
we haven't played them in 25 years. So look, there's no rivalry. Number one, Texas Tech and Colorado were never a rivalry.
There's no rivalry.
There's no rivalry. Number one. Number two, you've got a shirt right behind you that says the Prime era is over or whatever with an X through it. I'm sure they love seeing that when you're trying to collaborate on a T-shirt. Number three, they have a Nike deal, dog. They don't need to collaborate on T-shirts with you. Like, it seems to me like they said no to this guy and they just said we're not interested, and he took it personal. And now he's trying to make it seem like Colorado and Coach Prime don't like America because they don't want to do some Russell Athletic brand T-shirt with this fucking guy. So it seems like spoiled grapes to me, and he's really mad because Colorado said no, so now he wants to turn it into Prime said no, and they're anti-American. I mean, dog, I'm serious, but this is just bullshit. I mean, on the other hand, the University of Colorado hates America and refused to license its logo. You're gonna have to miss me with this bullshit.
Yeah,
This is some fucking bullshit. Thank you, Rick, for standing up for the university. But bro, we have a Nike deal. We're not sponsored by Under Armour, and that's cool. Mahomes made your uniforms this week. Go talk to him about collaborating on a T-shirt.
And
we're coming here to play a football game and win and leave. This is a bunch of bullshit, dog. I'm sorry that we don't want to work with you on your Russell Athletic brand fucking cotton T-shirt that weighs 15 pounds. But we said we're not interested. They said they're not interested 8 times. No means no, motherfucker.
Yeah, if I saw if I saw JB era ends here, I'm like, shut the fuck. I'm not combining my shirt with you, bitch.
Yeah, dog. Like we're anti-American because I don't want to do business with you.
And I thought D. Hagan hit me up, who's a proud Colorado alum, of course, even though he's not there now. He's an alum forever, like you. And he was like, dog, Colorado does shit with the Marines every year.
Yeah, we have Military Appreciation Week next week. Why would we do it? Why would we do it in Texas this week? That's their Military Appreciation Week. We've got it next week against Utah. I don't know what they're going to do. I don't care. Everybody remember, you have to pay the military to do this. The NFL pays the military a ton of money, or the other way around. The military pays the NFL. Somebody's getting paid a ton of money in order to just do Military Appreciation Day. So, look, I know he's trying to run a small business and shit, but just come at it differently, bro. They said no. Move on and sell your Texas Tech T-shirts. The only reason you want to put CU on it is because CU is Texas Tech Super Bowl, just like everybody is. Everyone's coming to watch the Buffs, not Texas Tech. National TV is there to watch the Buffs, not Texas Tech. So yeah, I agree. This guy seems like he's real angry about being in Lubbock. Like, it's not our fault you're in Lubbock. Move. Prime Day ends here, and you want them to you expect Coach Prime to go out and collaborate with you? Yeah, good luck.
This guy right here looks like an absolute fucking nobody either. He never played a sport in his life.
He looks like he drives a fucking flat panel van that says free candy on the side of it.
Yeah, he does look like a fucking weirdo. I'm gonna be honest. I gotta be honest. My fucking my radar of character evaluation screams that this guy is a fucking pedo. But anyway, I gotta be honest. I wanted to disagree with Matt some type of way and find something, but I just couldn't do it. So we agree.
Sweet. We're on the same side. This is awesome.
Fuck. All right, so give us your breakdown real quick of the do's and the don'ts, I guess, for you guys to win this weekend in Lubbock.
Do's, be yourself. Go do what you've done on the road in the past. This year, protect Shador. Texas Tech is last in the Big 12 in sacks, and take advantage of the 124th ranked passing defense. Run the ball, but do it to set up the pass. Play into your advantage this week now that you've established the fact that you can run the ball. Defensively, get a lead, pass rush, and hit these motherfuckers in the mouth all day. And make Patrick Mahomes' day, with the silver uniforms and all the cool stuff they're doing, make it a miserable afternoon for them. I'm sure that the majority of people are going to bet Texas Tech, and that's fine. You're going to lose your money. CU is on a warpath right now, bro. So I think that this is the hardest of the next 3. Although Utah and Kansas and Oklahoma State are losable games, they are all struggling immensely. And I think that Cabo is high on the list for all 3 of those teams. Texas Tech is not a pushover. Texas Tech has got some heart. They're 6-3. McGuire, their coach, knows Coach Prime really well. This could turn into a nice little rivalry, but it's not one right now. Look, man, I think that both of these teams are victims of the Big 12, where there's parity, but also I don't know how good all the teams are. But also you can only play the schedule you have. So go beat the people that are on your schedule and get ready for Utah. So I'm telling you, they win this game and they jump into the top, 15, 16 in the country. And then we'll start talking about playoffs and shit. We're already talking about it. So don't overlook Texas Tech because they're sneaky. I lost in Lubbock before back in the day. It's easy to go down there and get distracted and lose. What can I say about Texas Tech that hasn't been said about Afghanistan? Bombed out and depleted. I mean, Lubbock is awful. So just saying, I'm sure that it's really beautiful. Never. But the last time I went there, it was just dilapidated buildings and like one village inn. So
that's where that teacher just canceled classes at now.
She's in Lubbock?
Probably. No, I think she was at Michigan State, but that's where she should be. Matt, as always, appreciate you. We'll see you on Monday, and we'll make an announcement on Monday, and we'll do that. Good luck. Hey, I want to stay against Colorado and root for Texas Tech because I don't want to go and say this time I want Colorado to win, and then they fuck around and lose. So I'm going to stay with it so you guys win.
Oh, cool. Yeah, that's the reason.
Makes sense, right?
Yeah, it makes perfect sense.
All right, there we go.
Have yourself a good day. Go Buffs.
All right, Matt. Peace. Hey, from one legend to another, we got a guy that's going to come on. We haven't get to see him since last week. You guys know him for the guy that got his fucking Twitter hacked and deleted, and you know him for the Sit Down Crime Pod and all things betting. His college basketball bets on BetUS have started up, and make sure that you follow him on Twitter to get his following back to what it was. And also, you know him for the best pregame NFL show on Planet ERF with Shaun and I on every Sunday. Jeff Nadu joins us. Jeff, what up?
Good morning. How are you, Coach?
Good, man. Good. We haven't talked to you since the election.
Yeah.
And I'm so glad, man, that America stood up. It looks like the country's red as it's ever been. California's red. I've been telling people didn't want to listen to me. I'm telling you, I live here. I know. Even though the politics are fucked up here, Jeff, the state has had enough, and I think all states have had enough. I think we looked at ourselves in the mirror as America and said, whoever is voting this other way is just, they must be condoning everything from fucking trafficking to made-up humans to fucking everything else we've seen in the world today that looks sickening to all of us. I think we had enough. That's really what it was. And bottom line, it's not a sexism thing, Jeff. I wanted to ask you this right out the gate. Everyone's claiming sexism. No, it's not. And it's not a woman of color either that lost. It's this woman of color who lost. It's not a woman.
Well, but it was, and I said this on Twitter, it really had nothing to do. Look, I know you don't care. It doesn't matter to me to pay gas 2 cents cheaper. I really don't care about that in the end. Would I like stuff to be cheaper? Sure. But to me, the reason as kind of an independent that I voted Donald Trump is because I completely repudiated the woke idea. I did not want the woke idea. I think it's ruining this society. I think wokeism has destroyed this country slowly. And I think a lot of people, black, white, Spanish, Asian, didn't matter, said, you know what? We don't love this guy, but he's a better option, and we're done with this woke shit. And people said enough is enough.
Yeah, the Spanish population stood the fuck up, and that's what everyone thought the Puerto Ricans and the Mexicans and everybody from California to New York was going to say, oh, we hate Trump. No, they actually fucking showed up in groves. They showed up in groves and voted Trump. They're tired of this shit too. They actually love the fact that they came over here and did it the right way, had to deal with the green card situation and going through the process and getting over here to America that's given them a better life. And they don't want the illegals that don't have to do all that in this country taking their jobs. So
well, let me tell you something as well. And you know, as you know, when it comes to, you know, the election in these states, particularly in this one, in Pennsylvania, the goal of Republicans in this race was to not get blown out in Philadelphia, right? So generally Philadelphia gets 85%. The goal this year was, let's get it to 70. Let's cut into the margins a little bit. And guess what this state did as well? They had decent Latino production. And a lot of people are going to bring this up. The Amish, there's about 50 to 60,000 Amish in this state, right? If you can get half of them to vote, which that's about where they are at this point. A lot of the older folks don't vote, but young Amish who just not one voted Kamala, not one. There's no way would they ever vote for Kamala Harris. So in this county, we have the largest Amish settlement in the country, right in this county right here. So little things like that is the reason Donald Trump won in this state and some of the important ones.
And they're heavy. They're heavy in Michigan, Kansas, Utah. Amish is heavy there too. And I know a lot of Amish. I actually was real cool with a few of them that live right across the street from my facility in Kansas. They all voted Trump, man. Their whole denomination, their whole little area there, Amish, a whole little community in Kansas voted Trump too. So like they showed out as well. So it is what it is, man. All I wanted to know is, like, we got towns like Quanzito in the chat here is a Long Beach native, a brother. And Long Beach is red. That's never in my life that I remember. I think we're just tired. We're tired. The inner city showed up and said, fuck this. I want my fucking tax money. I don't want my tax money going out to these other fucking weird-ass places. We don't even know where it's going. And then our roads in this city and our state roads are fucking unbelievably horrible. And we're just like, oh, we're paying taxes for what? And so I just don't get it, man. I'm glad that we actually stood up and made a voice.
Well, I'll tell you what, and I know you know this, the liberal TikTok has been going crazy the last, and it's hilarious. I mean, you know what's so funny about these people too? There's literally a response to everything. So, Coach, here's the one thing I'll say to anybody that wants to talk about these liberals, mostly women. We want rights to abortion, right? They want that ability, right? They want to be able to essentially kill their child if they wanted to. But these are the same people that are talking about how much they hate Israel because Israel kills children. How does that make any sense?
Yeah, it's unbelievable. That's a great point. Here's the unbelievable part about this. I'm pro-woman. Like, I want the woman to make the fucking decision on their own body as to whether they should have the right to abort or not. That's just me. I'm against the right on that, actually. But what I'm not against is the left wanting a baby to show its head out of the vagina.
Yeah, that's...
And then kill it? That, to me, is demonic as demonic gets.
But here's the truth. I mean, Donald Trump said as recently as the last day or two, he wanted to even grow the length from 6 weeks to longer, right? That said, we don't, as you just said, we don't want to be killing the child as it's coming out. Like, that's insane. Like...
that's what I'm saying, man. Like the abortion, though, that you brought up, I'm glad you brought it up. The abortion overkill from Kamala Harris is what lost her this thing. That's not the only thing that lost it, but I'm saying, like, this is how she was doing it, Jeff. Electronically. She didn't want to show up and do anything, and Trump's campaign had to have ran one of the greatest campaigns.
He did the groundwork. He went on the Joe Rogans and that's big, man.
The Nelk boys, all the people that have the young people's attention, right? They got the young people's ears. Yep. And Kamala refused to do it because she knew she was fake. You can't fake.
She thought that just because she had all these big celebrities, Beyonce and Eminem, and that's another thing that I was really proud of. Can we agree at this point nobody gives a fuck what Cardi B and Robert De Niro think? Listen, Robert De Niro is the greatest actor in the history of film. It's that simple. But people like him, people just don't care about anymore, man.
Nah, you're right. That's
why they don't care about their opinions.
That tells me the younger people must have showed up because the young kids don't know what the fuck Robert De Niro is other than going watching The Godfather or something. They don't know who he really is. And the Cardi B shit. This is correct me if I'm wrong. She is a immigrant of some sort, correct?
I believe she's Dominican.
She's Dominican of some sort and still can't speak great English. Comes over here, benefited from American popularity, American money. She's benefited from all these kids, and she can't even get up there and not read a teleprompter correctly. And
but that's more the issue. She wasn't a genuine, interesting she didn't genuinely like Kamala. She was told to say this stuff. And that's where, and I told my mom this. My mom and I were talking about this. I told her, I said, you know, the biggest issue that Kamala has, other than the woke bullshit, is you can see through her. She's faker than a $3 bill. And all the people that supported her, celebrity-wise, were fake too.
I know you covered this probably, but didn't she drug men and say it?
She did. She did. She was a stripper in the Bronx at one point, and she said it on camera. And by the way, last year, she talked about, the economy being bad and like
she wouldn't vote. Last year, she said she wouldn't vote, and she was a Donald Trump leaning person.
Listen, if you throw $10 million at somebody, they'll do what you tell them.
Yeah,
that's why she couldn't. If let me tell you something. If someone came on to me and said hey, I want you to say a couple of nice words about Jason Brown, I wouldn't need a teleprompter to tell me what to say. I would just know already. That's how you could tell she was not a genuine. Like if you had Amber Rose on your podcast, I don't think she'd need to tell you. She wouldn't need a teleprompter to tell you how much she likes Donald Trump. She just did her, homework.
Yeah, I didn't listen to Amber Rose.
And Amber Rose is a porn star. She's not I would say a porn star. She's not exactly someone I want women looking up to either.
That's what I'm saying. I can care less about these
when did women, I find this interesting, when did they become so emboldened? I see a lot of them are no longer going to hook up with men. They don't want nothing to do with men. These are the same women, though, a week or two ago, are probably asking men to pay their bills and give them nail money and do this and do that. Now you're on your own. Now you're on your fucking own. Okay? No more of that.
This is the women that we think that are the. This is who the fuck. That's who votes for Kamala. I'm just gonna be real.
I got a kick out of the ones that are like, we're done with men. It's like, and they look like that. It's like, well, good, thanks. You're doing us a favor.
It's funny you brought something up. You got these guys like these talk show hosts that have huge followings. Jimmy
Van Jones. Van Jones was literally gonna cry.
How about fucking the talk show host? Fucking what's his name? Cry last night.
Oh, Jimmy Kimmel.
Jimmy Kimmel.
By the way, this is Jimmy Kimmel years ago, and this is sad about him. He had a show called The Man Show years ago with Adam Carolla. It was funny. They used to talk about it was just like
a doctor. What's his name? The white hair.
Yeah, it was funny. Like they talked about just funny shit. Now look at him. Look what a sellout he is.
But look at all the people that used to like Trump. Oprah, The View, bitches.
Oh, Joy Behar, yeah.
They all love Trump. All of a sudden, you don't like Trump? It's crazy. But you liked him when he paid you.
Yeah, of course. And all these people would, if Donald Trump came to them and said, hey, listen, she's going to give you 10 million, we'll give you 25. They'd do it. They're all fake. They're all phonies.
Yeah, and then you got this right here. I want to get your take on this. This teacher boycotted and suspended class.
Oh, yeah.
This fucking lady who claims to be queer immigrant of color says in good conscience she couldn't have a teaching day, so she told the class dismiss.
But this is what this country voted against. The proliferation of this shit right here. Something happens, I break a nail, or I don't want to do something because they don't like me because I'm queer, whatever that means.
It's a crutch.
Yeah, it's we can't do anything if it's not perfect. We're gonna fall on a sword over everything. This is what you voted against, and this is what people are tired of. This is what, no matter, again, if you're white, black, you live in rural areas, urban areas, people said, we don't want these people teaching our kids. We don't want to deal with the constant fucking excuses. But I'll tell you what, and mark my words, you know what the new war in this country is? And it's not for me. I don't care. Women against men is the new war. That's what they're building here. I'm telling you, because you're already seeing it. These women banding together. We're not dealing with men at all anymore. I'm telling you, that's the new war. Women are going to be tough to deal with. I'm telling you.
You know what though? But it's only the weak liberal women. Like the conservative woman out here who's much.
There's a lot of them, dude. There's a lot of liberal women.
The conservative women that is much sexier than a liberal woman. I'm just going to be honest.
Oh, sure. Candace Owens is slamming. But just look at all the women that voted and came out and voted for Trump, though. They understand it. They get it. A lot of them are married men, married women. And you know what, Coach? I'm glad it happened because now we can all see which, I've had women, I know women, friends of mine, they they won't talk to me. And they don't know anything about how I feel. Like, I try to give them fact. They don't want to hear it. It's just, I voted against their rights. And I said, let me ask you, be honest to me. If you do it, I'll give you $100. Give me one right you lost that you didn't have a week ago, or you had a week ago. And not one of them can do it. Because
and then the fake fucking broad that I just can't stand. You think she's smoking hot and all that, but two things can be true to Smitty's point. Your girl Reese, a month ago, she said she was too uneducated to vote. And then yesterday, she's sick to her stomach that America let her down for voting for Trump. Now,
I don't know. Listen, as someone who's done a lot of dumb shit on the internet, I don't know who is in control of what she does. I mean, she's off the fucking deep end, bro. Like, she does some wild shit. You know, like, I'm being what'd she say? I'm being sexualized. Yet anytime you see her, she looks like an escort at an award show. It's like, and then she does stuff like this when a month ago, as you said, I'm not getting involved with the election. Like LeBron James talking about this and that about his daughter. It's like, dude, you're a fucking billionaire. Your kids are going to run for anything.
Here's the thing, Jeff. You don't have kids. I do have a daughter, but here's the thing. LeBron James comes out and says, I have a daughter and a wife. I want them to have this, and that.
We all have mothers and stuff.
Jeff,
yeah.
I got a daughter too. And you know what I wanted to do? I wanted to be a fucking woman and not a fucking made up human. And I want to defend my daughter's right too. You know why? I don't want fucking boys to come in my daughter's bathroom and change. I don't want boys to play my daughter in sports.
And you know what?
Boys to have fucking tampons.
And I saw a great response. A black guy did a video. I saw it was really well done. He responded to a comment where a woman said, you know, we need to protect our sons and our black daughters. And he said, so why are you telling them to kill their grandchildren? Why is it okay to just have a child out of wedlock? You don't give a shit. And just because you don't want it, all right, well, I'll just get rid of it. We have to look, if you get R-worded or SA'd, sure, there should be rules where you can do what you have to do. But if you're just careless, and you're just doing it,
you made that choice.
Yeah, that's the problem, man. There hasn't been repercussions for people anymore, right?
And Jeff, let's be honest. I also think, and you think the same way because you covered the crime world. The crime that's going on in this country, we've always had crime, but the crime without consequence is what we haven't had, and that's what we've had. And I think
we haven't had
enough. There's a place out here in Malibu, California, very affluent neighborhood. Of course, it's out there. It's nice. You can say it's rich, whatever. There's a small business that you and I both defend. Put the price tag on everything in the store, $951. And I don't know if you saw this or not, but they put $951 for everything. A Snickers bar, $951. You know why? You know why it is, but
I know why. Yeah.
So if you steal it, you fucking go to jail. Because in California, $950 is the limit. You can walk out with $950 and not have any fucking repercussion. So they were so smart and it was unbelievable. I love it. I want to go to the fucking. I want to take my boat up there and just fucking go in there. When you shop and check out as a paying customer, though, they give you an automatic discount to buy the Snickers at $2. So it's like they're fucking smart. I love that they did that. And I think we should do it until Trump takes office and starts putting these motherfuckers in jail for walking out of fucking places that has eliminated the Rite Aids, the Thrifties, all the shit we used to be able to go in are empty now, Jeff. They're locked up. Deodorant's locked up and fucking mouthwash is locked up because they're stealing all this shit.
I related a lot, Coach, to I talk about the mafia, right? And the mafia in 2024 no longer kills people. And you're thinking to yourself, well, how would that make any sense? There's an edict in the mafia from the 5 families. They no longer kill people. They can't. There's so much under scrutiny of the government, they can't do it anymore. So what has happened is they're completely neutered. Nobody fears them anymore, right? And it's the same thing in this country. If you commit a crime and nothing fucking happens, you're a criminal. Your mind is criminal. You're going to go out and keep doing shit. You're going to keep robbing people because nothing's going to happen. And then the people that are coming in that are criminals, they're going to start doing it too because there's no fucking fuck around and find out. You can do whatever you want.
Emilio, you're talking to somebody like myself that actually understands the bigger thing here. And I don't think you understand.
And nobody said he did. Nobody said he did.
Nobody said he does control local criminal laws. You know what he controls, though, now? The fucking House and the Senate, you fucking ignorant idiots. The House and the Senate. You know who trickles down to that? The sheriffs, the fucking local people in town are not going to go against the Senate and the House and the president, by the way, when they start to spread this down.
And there's also a mandate from the top that we're no longer going to accept this nonsense. It's pretty simple. And again, to me, I've always told you, and I mean this, partly I agree with what he just said, partly because at the end of the day, the reason crime is out of control in certain cities like Philadelphia and Chicago is the individuals that are in control of prosecuting people in those areas. The DAs, the Larry Krasners, the George Gascons, the Alvin Braggs. Those are the people that are ruining this, and we need to get rid of those folks.
And I'm sure you agree with me. You probably, I don't know if you've heard Trump's lawyer come out and went after the judge that's trying to go.
Yeah, Letitia, I've heard that.
He came out and said, "Go ahead and keep trying. We're gonna throw your fat ass in jail too," because she knows now. The card's been played, Jeff. She fucking knows.
But this is the issue too. Like, why are we continuing to hope? Like, Trump says, you know what, or Biden says, you know what. I'm not going to prosecute him anymore. We're done with that. Unity-wise, we're done with that. So you know what Trump should do? Truly. Trump should go to Biden and say, you know what? I thank you for that. Here's what I'm going to do for you. I'm going to pardon your son as a show of unity. And that'll show that you and I are on the same page. We're not going to prosecute him. You're not going to prosecute me. We're just going to move on here. And then you got this scumbag. Letitia James is a scumbag, a straight-up scumbag. She does not prosecute violent criminals. She has no interest in doing it. She's worried about fucking bullshit going on in bureaucracy and she wants to be the next senator or the next governor. That's her goal. And that's what they do. So
here, listen, we'll get into some sports here with you. I know you got to go because you got a big show.
I got 2 minutes. Yeah.
I know. Sorry.
But this is a good topic.
Yeah. And I was going to say, my brother's in the Air Force. He was a fighter pilot in the Air Force for 20 years. Now he's on the pharmaceutical side. So he kind of sees both government, how they act on that, and then the world that we live in. And he's like, dude, it was way too easy of a transition this year. Kamala came out and said, here you go, Trump. Here's the key. Come on in. We welcome you to the White House. Remember, he hasn't inaugurated yet till January. He has to be on his P's and Q's and have his head on a swivel until he is in there. Because
I don't think you're going to hear much from him.
There's either a bigger plan by the left, because they tried to assassinate this dude 2 times. Let's not avoid the fucking conversation. This guy's not out of harm's way, in my opinion. My gut tells me some things that they either have another plan, like my brother said. It's either A, the puppet masters, the deep state.
But what would that solve? I mean,
let me ask you this, because this is what he threw at me. The deep state are the puppet masters that control the true presidencies that we know. Do you think my brother could be onto something when he says, man, they want one party going forward? Do you believe that this could be a real thing? They think that they're going to turn this into some sort of gray area. Because even CNN, Jeff, when CNN comes out and says it was way too left, and that's why they got blown out in this election, they got to get back centered. That tells me something.
This is where I get off the boat. I think if that were true, he would never have won. What would it solve to do it now? Because if you did it now, he's still the president-elect.
Yeah, but you and I and Matt just left. All 3 of us all just said on this show, we're independent. Think about it. Independent voters now are
Joe
voting
Biden.
Trump.
But if Donald Trump, let's say Donald Trump dies of natural causes tomorrow, it's not like Kamala's going to then be the president. Like, that's not how it works. Kamala's out. She's done. She will never be the president. She's like the 15th favorite to win the 2028. She's done. She's out. Waltz and her are done. And Biden is old. It would just go to J.D. Vance. That he'd be the next president. It wouldn't solve anything.
I think you have to get through inauguration, though.
No, he's the president-elect. You can't. Joe Biden's old. He's done.
No. I'm saying for Vance to get it. I think Trump has.
But he's already. Yeah, but he's already the elect. So if Trump would die, it would go to Vance, and then it would go to whoever is the third. What is it? Whatever Speaker of the House.
Yeah. Real quick, any hot college picks before you get out of here? Locks?
Yeah. So I'm trying to think. What do I actually really like this card this week. It's not a real heavy, good card.
Yeah,
it's just it's
tier,
solid.
Florida, Texas, any shot? Texas is on a mission, right? They got to get back.
Florida's got a third-string quarterback.
What about Georgia, Ole Miss? Georgia, Ole Miss. Any shot? Ole Miss is now it's Georgia minus 2.5 now.
Listen, I would stay away from Ole Miss, and the reason for that is injuries. Trey Harris, I hear, is injured. Ole Miss has all sorts of issues. That's the problem. And listen, outside of one bad half, Georgia has been unbelievable this season. So I don't have much interest in stepping in front of that group. I'm trying to think.
My lock pick, Jeff. My lock pick. I'm taking Kansas over Iowa State. I think Iowa State's is reeling off their last loss to Texas Tech, and KU's been in every game. They just lose late.
That's my issue, though. They can't finish games. That's my problem. Here's my play for you guys. And I want this to be made clear. You've got to get 3.5, 4, or anything better. I like Utah to beat BYU. Utah to beat BYU. That's a very good spot this week. Whole world's on BYU. The line's going the other way. Utah's still a top 12 defense in the country. They've got a great coach. I think they lean on the run. They're off a bye. That's a huge rivalry game there. Give me Utah plus 3.5.
Ooh, shit. The quarterback just scares me, but we'll see.
And the reason I got to get off, guys, I got to do a Bet US college basketball show. So that's starting.
Hey, go follow Jeff on that. He's killing the college basketball. So go over there and check that out. And check Jeff out with me Sunday and Sean Salisbury on the NFL pregame show. Jeff, appreciate you. We'll get you back next week. I'll be asking you if you got some time on Tuesday, Wednesday to come on a little longer because Smitty's out.
You got it.
All right, brother.
We'll do it.
Later.
Thanks, bro.
Later. Shout out to Jeff for hopping on. Let's take a quick commercial. We'll come back for the last hour and knock this out on this fine Friday, free game Friday, and we'll do some free game stuff. All the women in the chat. Shout out to all the real women in the chat. We'll be back in about 4 minutes. Let me get some coffee and take my 5-hour energy shot and come back with some unfiltered, real talk banter for you. We'll pop Bailey in too. Talk about some of these college football games this weekend and give you some takes. Sponsored and powered by Bet US. We'll be back in about 5 minutes. I got
Here we go.
3-part segment. Today we're going to start the worst because in my book, Hate Me Now, Love Me Later, I wrote what a fuckstick was, what a shitbird was, and what a slapdick is. You and I know what that is. Smitty knows what it is. Coaches know what it is. Maybe everyone else don't know. So today I got Coach JB's all shitbird team in the NFL. And we're going to do it. Let's bring it up. Here we go, Coach. Smitty, you be the voice of reason, Smitty. Read it off, Smitty.
All right, you got
offense, okay? This is our offense.
Coach JB's all shitbird team on the offense. At QB, he has Deshaun Watson. At his starting at running backs, he have Kareem Hunt, Joe Mixon, and Alvin Kamara. At wideout, ironically, starting off, he has Tyreek Hill, Stephon Diggs, Rashee Rice, Zay Jones, and Jameson Williams. And in the O-line, he has Chukwuebuka Godric and Josh Seals.
And now, look, I couldn't find a lot of O-linemen that were still in the league, but those two shitbirds. By the way, there's a lot of Chiefs on that fucking deal. I don't know if you realize. A lot of Chiefs. But anyway, this is the offense, and I just use offensive players. I use wideouts and running backs, of course. If you ever put your hands on a female or of some sort or a baby, you're on my list automatically. I'm just sorry. And half that fucking list did that. So that's number one. Number two is just how you act on the football field, not criminally, so to speak, just being the shitbird that you are. And then karma set in. Stephon Diggs, too bad you're hurt for the year, but you know what? 2024 is the karma year, Coach. I'm going to be real.
I heard Monday going in on that. I heard that.
Look at that. Look at the karma on this list. Look at Jameson Williams. He's out. Now he's got a warrant out for his arrest. I don't know if you've seen the latest video of him trying to hide his guns from the cops. You got Rashee Rice. Rashee Rice walks away. He got some karma. He's out. Fucking, we know what Kamara and Mixon's done. They're playing again. And Kareem Hunt's got a rejuvenated opportunity. Like you don't get these opportunities in the real world. I'm gonna be honest.
Nah.
All right, Smitty, real quick, your first thoughts is looking at my shitbird offense.
I mean, listen, am I surprised about people on this list? No, not at all. We talk about Deshaun Watson, Tyreek Hill, especially Stephon Diggs to exhaustion. I felt like you've called Stephon Diggs a shitbird more times than I can count. A couple names.
This is current players, so
Yeah, for sure.
People are putting like fucking Richie Incognito. This is now.
Right,
this is
right.
current guys.
Now let me ask you this though. So what did Zay Jones do to get on the list? Like I don't know his background, huh?
Shit, Zay Jones has like 6 fucking things.
Really?
Strangled his girl, strangled his kids. Yeah.
Okay. I didn't know his history. I didn't know his history. Okay.
Oh yeah, look up Zay Jones. That motherfucker's a shitbird. Yeah, Zay Jones is a shitbird. And then Jameis Williams. Even I did this list. I had to really research it to make sure I wanted to be real legit.
Yeah.
And then last night, Jameis Williams gets into has another video pop out, and they're finding him hiding guns from cops and running and all this old shit. Look at this is new.
I didn't see the video. I did read the article. From what I read, they're investigating the cops because the cops let him off. It was him and his brother.
Yeah.
It was one gun that was registered to his brother, and that was good. That was legal.
And now they reissued a warrant.
They reissued the warrant because
the cops let him go, and now they
apparently the captain called the sergeant, and they was on the phone, and he's like, oh, so he's good to go, bet. And I think they knew who he was, Lions player, so they wouldn't let him off the hook. But now they're going back.
He might be done. Jameson Williams might be done, man. All right, let's go to the shitbird defense, coach.
All right, here you go, man. Defense. Okay. At D-line, he has Von Miller, Mike Hall, Isaiah Buggs at linebacker.
Hey, a bunch of Chiefs, homie. The whole goddamn list is almost Chiefs.
Willie Gay, Damian Wilson, Barkevius Mingo, and then Bradley Chubb. At DB, he has Jabril Peppers, J.C. Jackson, Cameron Sutton, and Bashad Breeland.
Hey, I did my research, homie. First of all, Mike Holland and Isaiah Buggs and then Willie Gay, they got they might not be on the Chiefs anymore, but I said there's a lot of Chiefs TBD, fucking shitbird. You need to be on the list too.
Add them on.
Where you at with this list, coach? Where you at with this list?
Yeah, man, you can't choke your girlfriend, man, and not make this list. Even if she comes back in some of these cases and withdraws charges or says it wasn't true, whatever. I'm with you on that. And the sad thing about it, man, is that I've heard of just about all of these cases. This is crazy.
I didn't just throw cats on the wall, dog. And I know J.C. Jackson. I recruited the motherfucker, so I love J.C. But damn, yeah. All right. Josh, Oos, you in here? You want to roll with me to Weddle's playoff game like last year? We'll check it out. No, we're not going to check out Iowa, okay? UCLA's going to beat Iowa. UCLA's going to beat Iowa. Hey, real quick, because I'm a hockey guy now. Is Winnipeg hands down the best team in hockey? Are they going to win it all, Jeremiah? All you hockey heads in here, is Winnipeg going to win it all? I know what are they, fucking 13-1 or some shit? Are they going to win the whole deal? I got the Kings in the West knocking down Vegas. And I got, and then Florida, I'm sure, is still going to be in the mix. I'm sure they'll still be in the mix. But I know Winnipeg's loaded. Who else is out there, though, that can really make a move at this? I know Jeremiah's a hockey guy. Vegas, I'm sure, is still good. I'm sure, Vancouver's still pretty good. I'm sure the Kings, I like the Kings this year. They're going to be all right. Carolina is really good, I'm sure. Who else is out there, though, that can actually make a run at it? Toronto, Tampa, Boston's kind of down. New Jersey. I mean, anyone else in the mix? I don't know. Yeah, it's crazy, isn't it? Trump's not even in office yet, and then 2 wars ended. Because a man is in charge. And let me be real clear real quick before we talk some sports. Big Matt's going to co-host with me next week, so you know. He's going to give us a few hours a day, Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. Let me be honest here real quick. I'm far from sexist, number one. My daughter's mixed, black and white, number 2. Just so you guys have some context. So having said that real quick, I want to throw something out there. It wasn't about a woman and a black woman not getting the job done. It was this black woman, or you call black, I don't even think she's black, woman. She is just not it. She was never it. And the Democrats didn't even want her in there. And for you to vote for her, whoever did, to me is just, it's baffling to me. I'm going to just keep it that way. It's baffling. It's baffling. For me, D. Jones, it wasn't, but I don't believe it was for a lot of people. The American people spoke. The America's people spoke. You think so? So all that red now on the United States map, you just think are all sexist, hate women. They all want them to just stay in the kitchen. Come on, man. No, it was this woman. Period. It was this woman. I don't know too many black women that voted for Kamala. I don't, personally. Just throwing it out there. I know like 2 black women that voted for Kamala. And they voted for Kamala because they thought she's black and she's a sister. She's a woman. You couldn't tell me a policy. Couldn't tell me fucking one thing she's done for the country. Couldn't tell me anything other than she's a black woman. Come on, man. Big Ek. No, we can't talk sports. We talk whatever I want. You're not even a member. Shut the fuck up. I only like white quarterbacks and I only like white bitches. Shit. I can name a lot of Trump policies. And so can America now. A lot of people. And I don't understand why people hate the other people for voting a certain way. I don't hate you. I don't give a fuck if you vote your way. Vote your way. That's supposed to be America. It's supposed to be America. I tell you all the time, I despise Dana White. He hit a female. I think that's the biggest bitch-made motherfucker on planet Earth. Anyone that hits a female. He can say sorry till he's blue in the fucking face. It's not what you say, it's how you do what you do. I don't give a fuck about all that shit. You hit a female. I listen to Dana White talk about Trump, 0. You hold no weight in my household, Dana White. Sorry. I keep it real. I don't give a fuck about Dana White's fucking endorsement of Donald Trump the same way that I don't give a fuck about Amber Rose. And you shouldn't have gave a fuck about Cardi B, Eminem, and all these weirdo fucks. Period. I'm about actions and what you do and how you do it. I give a fuck about what you say and how you apologize. Fuck out of here. You hit a woman on camera. You're a fucking shitbird. I would never have that motherfucker on the show. So And it's all the weirdos that love Dana White, if you haven't noticed. It's these motherfuckers that are, masculine man. He ain't masculine, motherfucker. He hit a woman. Shut the fuck up. Ain't nothing masculine about hitting a fucking female. So I don't give a fuck if she hit him first, Kevin C. That's your excuse? This motherfucker, that's the problem. This is the problem with America. She hit him first. So he's a fucking man. How many men have here in this room have been hit by a female before? How many fucking males have been hit by a female in this chat and never hit the female back? I've been hit by a female plenty of times. I never even thought about hitting her back. Never even came across my motherfucking mind. Shut the fuck up. It ain't equal, you fucking weirdos. It ain't fucking equal. I just take it out on the pussy. I just take it out on the pussy and the gawk. Take it out on the pussy and the gawk. Hey, Josh, you want to go to Weddle's game tonight? Hit me up. Hit me up if you want to go to his game tonight. And then all the abusers of women, raise your hands, you weirdo fucks. I'll hit a woman. If she hits me, JB, it's fair game. No, it ain't fair game, you fucking pussy. It ain't, pussy. Be a fucking man and fucking laugh it off. She ain't hurting you, motherfucker. How many females have hit you and hurt you, males? Then you're beta male then. If a female hurt you, then you're a fucking beta male. If a female hurts you with a slap, you are a beta fucking male. Stop. You know damn well you are beta fucking male too. We got too many beta males out here in this world today. Too fucking many, man. Too fucking many. I'm just going to be honest. Let's dive into some football real quick. Florida has announced they are sticking with Billy Napier. I don't know if you are with this or not. I thought this would be a shocker. Everybody on this show has thought this was over. Josh Booty came out early in the season when he was on the show with Noel Mazzoni. We all thought he would be gone. He's done some things, man. He's done some things. He's done some things and helped Florida become better. They finally started Lagway. Lagway is the best option they got. But let me be clear with you guys out there that don't know how this works, okay? Let me be clear on how this works. They'll release this statement and still fire him, just so you're clear. This is to give him some freedom this year because they're on a roll. That doesn't mean they extended him yet, paid him more money yet. When that happens, then okay. But I'm telling you. Joe, don't start the Project 25 thing. Explain to me how he lied, Joe. Oh, God. Joe, you voted for Trump, Joe. Come on now. You did your research. Why are you now bringing that up? You voted for Trump, Joe. Come on, Joe. Nah, Joe. Yeah, Joe voted for Trump, D. Jones. Joe, tell everybody who you voted for. Joe, show everybody who you voted for. You voted for Trump, Joe. Stop. I still don't think that Napier will be there. That's just my purple. That's my opinion. I don't think Napier will be there at the end of the year. I think he'll be gone. I think he'll be gone in 2025. Or he'll be a lame duck coach. He'll be a lame duck coach. So it is what it is. Yeah, he loses, he'll be out of there. He'll be out of there. Yeah. Yeah, I see the chat. Shout out to Leah. Leah's a real fucking woman, by the way. Leah's a real fucking woman, by the way. Shout out to Leah. Hey, you guys, how many of you guys listen to Mia Khalif, or whatever her name is, the porn star? She voted for Kamala, right? A dick-sucking hoe who only got paid from being in America, and she is telling you who to vote for. Oh, man. It's unbelievable who you guys look up to. Gawk, gawk. Gawk, gawk. Let's dive into some football. UCLA plays Iowa tonight. Not sure the spread on that. Let me find out what the spread is tonight. Let's see here. Iowa minus 6.5. Iowa minus 6.5. I know Brandon Watley. So what? I already said. You think I listened to Amber Rose? Do you think Amber Rose sold me on fucking Donald Trump, you fucking idiot? I just fucking said it. You fucking idiot. I don't listen to celebrities tell me who to vote for. You're a weak-minded motherfucker if you listen to Dana White tell you who to vote for. God damn. Are you that fucking dumb? Yes. Just say yeah. I am that dumb. I listen to Project 25. Holy fuck, man. Do some deep dive, man. Do a deep dive for me. Let's dive into this Iowa game. UCLA is playing much better. They're playing better than USC. And Iowa comes in at 6-3. Here to the Rose Bowl tonight. It'll be about 65 degrees. I think UCLA's rolling right now. They're on a high. Iowa, I don't think, can score enough points, even though they put up 40 on Washington. Do they have another 40-point game in them? I don't think so. I like UCLA. And the over-under is 44.5. I would stay away from the over-under. I'm going to take UCLA plus 6.5. That's just my take right there. I'm going to take UCLA plus 6.5. I'm taking UCLA plus 6.5 tonight. Friday night. Nobody's going to be at the game. Nobody's going to be at the game. So that's where I'm at. Over 6.5 UCLA. Lock it in. Lock it in. Bet US. Promo code Coach JB. Lock it in. That's where I'm at with that. California Wake Forest. Both 4-4. Cal's 0-4 in the ACC. Played a much harder schedule so far against other than Wake Forest. Cal minus 7.5. Obviously, the odds makers thinks that's what it is. I'm going to roll with Cal on this one as well. I'm rolling Cal to beat Wake Forest. Straight money line. Straight money line on that one. Anybody who wants to bet Memphis Rice? Memphis lost a tough one. They're heavily favored, -8. I'm going to roll with Memphis to cover that. San Diego State, money line. They're -2 against New Mexico. I'm taking San Diego State at home to win that one. But let's dive into this weekend real quick. Miami, Georgia Tech. Steve Kim's there in Atlanta. Georgia Tech beat Miami last year. Miami's going to get some get back tomorrow, at Bobby Dodd Stadium. 70 degrees in Atlanta. Miami -11. I'm going to have to roll with Miami to cover that. I'm going to have to roll with Miami to cover that. Over under 63.5. I would also over that. I'm going to roll with Miami to cover 11. I think they get some payback for the dumb mistake by Cristobal last year. And I'm going to roll with Miami to blow them out this weekend. The other games there's not a lot of good big matchups. There's a lot of games that are impactful towards the playoff run, though. The other one being Ole Miss, Georgia. That's an interesting one. Ole Miss, Georgia. That game can go any way. If Ole Miss gets rolling tonight or tomorrow, and Jackson Dart can do half of what he did last week, 3 touchdown using his arm or feet, I think Ole Miss has a shot. I think Ole Miss has a real shot tomorrow against Georgia. I really do. I think they have a real shot at beating Georgia tomorrow. It's going to be interesting. If Ole Miss can beat Georgia, they stay inside the playoff hunt. But Georgia's playing as well as anybody right now. I'm going to be honest. Georgia's playing as well as anybody right now. So would I be shocked if Ole Miss won? No. Georgia, obviously is playing well. But if Jackson Dart can take some shots and exploit Georgia's secondary and take some shots, I'm gonna roll with Ole Miss to win the game by a field goal. I'm gonna take Ole Miss by a field goal to win the game. That's where I'm at. Big X, who are you talking about? What are you talking about? What other significant games are there? Indiana beats Michigan, I think, handily. I think KU beats Iowa State. That's my lock pick of the weekend. So book it on BetUS right now using my promo code CoachJB. And 6-2 Colorado, 6-3 Texas Tech. Bailey, jump in real quick. Let's talk about this game real fast. Bailey, you're game with Matt. I'm going to keep voting Texas Tech, so hopefully you guys can win. Because I want to see Colorado actually win out.
Yeah.
But I'm going to vote against them every time. I hope Colorado can win out. I want to see them because I don't believe there's very good quarterbacks in college football this year. And I think Shador is playing as good as any of them. And I want to see some offense. Texas Tech can score though. So where are you at with this game? You guys cover them. Give us the breakdown.
I think Colorado has a significant advantage offensively, obviously. I mean, I think Texas Tech in the secondary is poor, and Matt mentioned that earlier when you guys talked about it. Texas Tech, you're coming off a huge win against Iowa State on the road, but, I mean, are we really going to sit here and say their offense is that great? I mean, on top of that, Texas Tech has given up, 50 to Abilene Christian or 60 to them, and then 56 to Baylor, something like that.
Baylor,
Baylor put, exactly. But personally, I'm very confident Colorado's offense. I think they're just going to blow them out. Defensively, I expect Texas Tech to put up some points in the first half, but I think the second half adjustments we've seen every week. Colorado in the second half adjusts and shuts down teams and holds them to less points than the second half. So I expect that to continue. I'd take Colorado minus 4 in it. I think it's up to 4 now. So I'd take Colorado for the spread.
Yeah. Man, Lubbock's a tough place to play though.
Yeah.
And I don't know what the weather's like. Joe, you in here? What's the weather like in Lubbock this weekend, tomorrow specifically? What time's that game at?
4 Eastern, 2 Mountain.
So that's an early game for me. 1 o'clock game. I'll be on the boat.
Figured.
I'll be on the boat watching that one. I'm gonna roll Texas Tech, but hopefully I'm gonna stay doing that just because Colorado is winning when I do it. So I'm gonna stay with it. I don't want to say Colorado's gonna win. They lose. You all blame me.
All blame you. I expect you to pick Texas Tech. Figure you stay on trend.
Hey, but it's gonna come true. If Colorado loses, they lost the bye week, and I picked the bye week. I picked the bye week to beat Colorado.
You picked the bye week to beat Colorado. Yeah, well, I think they'll respond well off the bye week. I think they're very motivated. I think expect Travis Hunter to do all he can to secure the Heisman. So Matt and I talked about expect big plays, offense and defensively, because he's a unicorn.
Here's the question I got. Non-group of 4, Tulane.
Yeah.
They got an outside shot at getting in the playoff.
Yeah, they keep winning.
It was UNLV. They beat 2 P4 teams, and then they've hit a wall since. So it's either Tulane, Boise State, right?
Or Army. If Army keeps winning and goes undefeated, you put Army in there. That was just looking at that. I was like, can Army go undefeated? I mean, it's one of those three. But right now, I think Boise State's rolling. Unless they have a letdown, I think they have a pretty good shot to get in.
Yeah, I don't know if Army can beat Navy. I know Navy struggled against Notre Dame, but that game right there, Army-Navy game, is always a big game. That's going to come down to – it's going to come down to who can throw the ball better, because those two teams run the football, obviously, but I think Army is going to struggle with Navy in that game, and that's going to put them out of the consideration, which is going to be interesting. Bailey, I just sent you another shitbird real quick. So I want to show some NFL film to end it with some Jaden Daniels talk. But I also want to talk about shitbirds, and Deontay Johnson is one of those shitbirds in football. We saw him in Pittsburgh. We saw him get traded, and then now we traded to the Baltimore Ravens, and he was a non-factor last night. And now he's tweeting shit out already that he's unhappy, and he's been in Baltimore for fucking 4 days.
I don't know if he's unhappy. I think that's how ML football is going to spin it, but I don't know if he's not happy. I think he's kind of responding to the haters who said that he's playing poor. I mean, he basically put out a tweet saying it's two sides to a story. I'll show you in a sec. I'm going to show you guys in a sec, but I don't know if he's unhappy, but yeah.
And by the way, I want to be clear here. I said that CJ Stroud would hit a little wall this year. I said it before the season started. He has. I also said Jaden will be the best rookie quarterback. He is. And I also want to be clear. I also said Joe Burrow will have an unbelievable season this year. And he is. And they aren't even winning. And two things can be true. Burrow's playing as well as any quarterback in football. He's probably having his best season, in my opinion, after a hand injury. And then Lamar got another weapon in Deontay Johnson. And, listen, the two things can be true.
Yeah, as Darnell always says. I don't know. Just Spears, he's responding to the heat he's getting on Twitter about his performance last night. That's kind of how I see it.
Yeah, I just see bad football, Bailey. I see bad football, like I've been saying. It's watered down as shit, NFL, college, and everything else. I think it's bad as hell. And it is what it is. I want to show you this right here. This right here, last year's total has already been matched. He's clearly playing better now than he was last year, and he won it last year. So right now, I would think he's odds-on favorite because they are 7-3. I don't believe they're a Super Bowl contender though, because their defense is that bad. I just don't think they can beat Josh Allen, Mahomes, C.J. Stroud in a playoff game when Nico's back. And that's the same thing last night with T. Higgins is there. Everyone wants to talk about T. Higgins not being there. That's why they were better. No, it doesn't even make sense. Chase didn't have to have 300 yards last night, by the way. And if I'm the Ravens, I'm like, how does a guy that's solo without his counterpart T. Higgins get that many yards and get that wide open that many times? Why don't I bracket him? Why don't I do some different things? I don't understand. That's how bad the secondary is. And that's with or without Kyle Hamilton.
Right.
It's not like they just fell off last night because Kyle Hamilton got hurt. They've been that bad. That's why they got a DB from the Rams. They need help. They're bad in the secondary. That team is so bad on defense, and Patrick Queen's loss is not talked about enough. People don't ever want to talk about it. They don't have another filler in there that can go sideline to sideline. Roquan Smith is an A-gap filler. He's not a sideline-to-sideline guy as good as he is. Patrick Queen's loss helped Pittsburgh, not Baltimore.
Let me ask you, Lamar, you see he's matched his touchdown total from last year already. What is that a credit to? Is it Derrick Henry? Is it Monken, the offense? What do you credit that to?
Both, Monken and him. But here's where it starts to slow down. Can Lamar beat you with his arm going forward when they start to figure out Derrick Henry, which they have the last 2 weeks? If you notice, Derrick Henry is getting less and less effective. As I said before, how many times are they going to load the box and make him throw the ball? Remember, those 4 touchdowns last night, let's look at them. He threw a smoke screen for 84-yard Wallace to take down the sideline.
Yeah.
Not like he fucking had to do a lot. The other 3 were basically red zone shots that were in the end zone or in the red zone. One of them, he threw it like a fucking jump shot.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Like, let's just be honest. He's not going to beat you with his arm because he's not a passer. He's a thrower. And that is what's cost him in playoff games in his whole entire career. I don't believe he can beat you single-handedly when they start to focus on Derrick Henry. Derrick Henry's been money the last few weeks. What did he do last night? What did Derrick Henry do last night, numbers-wise? Do you know?
Yeah. Let's see.
I know he had, 9 yards at half?
Derrick Henry, 16 carries, 68 yards, and a touchdown.
A 1-yard touchdown, Keandre Woodside. Shut the fuck up. His 255-pound ass better score on the 1-yard line. He had 68 yards. 68 yards is not going to win them a Super Bowl. FYI. It's not. It's not going to win them a Super Bowl. Sorry. And by the way, the Bengals, when they went up 21-7, the game should have been over. The Bengals left so many points out there, and they still scored as many as they did. They should have had a 28-7, 35-7 lead. They should have. If you watch the game, I watched the entire first half on the boat. It should have been 28-7 at half. They come out, score in the second half to start the second half, go up 21-7, and they fumble the ball and gave the Ravens a short field, and it was 21-14 like this.
Exactly.
And that's what the fumble lost them the game. We don't even want to talk about the referees and all that because as coaches, we don't put the game in the referees' hands. We know we're not going to sit there and use that excuse on the 2 face masks and the late hit from the back that Patrick Mahomes would have got. All I know is the fumble is the one that changed the game.
I agree.
And if we pull up the schedule, you don't need to pull it up, but I'm just going to look at the because I broke down the schedule for the Baltimore Ravens, and 7-3 has not been that impressive because the losses they've had and the games they've won, they could easily be 3-7 like the Bengals, or even 3-7 instead of 7-3. I know the Bengals are 4-6 or whatever, but the Ravens' schedule going forward, Bailey, is
I have it.
Steelers, Chargers, Steelers, Chargers. I think Eagles.
Then they got to go to MetLife to take on the Giants. Got the Steelers.
Let's see him. Another MVP candidate in Saquon Barkley. Let's see what he does against this Ravens defense.
Yeah, we'll see. Let me ask you, in terms of quarterback play, I think you kind of answered this earlier, and I'm sure Smitty will not like this. Last night, 2 quarterbacks, you compared them. Lamar's on the thumbnail. Which quarterback performance are you more impressed with and why?
Burrow all day. Because that's what wins Super Bowls. That's what wins in the NFL. The non-conducive manner that Lamar plays with is what cost him in the playoffs, not in the regular season. The regular season, you don't put together scouting reports. You put together game plans. Game plans and scouting reports are completely different. In the playoffs, scouting reports is why he struggles. Because in the playoffs, we have one game, and we're going to do some things that are not what you've seen in regular season games. And that's what defensive coordinators do. That's why Spagnuolo owns Lamar. That is why these guys scout report in playoffs, game plan during the regular season, because usually you play on a Sunday, then you play on a Thursday, you play on a Monday. It's totally different in the playoffs. This is why he'll struggle in the playoffs when we game plan against Derrick Henry. Because when we stop Derrick Henry and we play cover 0, Lamar has to beat me with Zay Flowers because Bateman's not going to do it. Not in the playoffs. And Zay Flowers is your only game changer on offense.
Yeah.
I'm saying game changer when we stop Derrick Henry. Derrick Henry's a game changer.
Yeah,
but when we focus on Derrick Henry, now Lamar has to beat me with his arm in the playoffs. It's not happened yet, and I don't see it happening this year. And it's just another disappointment that Baltimore is going to have, and the fan base there is going to be like, oh, man. Burrow, by far, clearly, he made it. He just got a tight end paid last night.
Yeah.
Who Lamar get paid last night? No one. He got another guy we never heard of paid last night, and Hudson Hawk, whatever the fuck his name
Tanner
is.
Hudson or something.
All right.
Yeah.
No T. Higgins, and he still throws for almost 450. Come on now. It's not, to me, it wasn't really close. How many four touchdown games does he have this year?
I mean, there you have it right there.
What did
How
he have?
many?
Five 4 touchdown games?
I mean, I don't know how many 4 touchdown games he has, but
He has more than anybody else. I think him and Lamar actually lead the league.
yeah, but who out of the two, who's more impressive with that stat? Bro.
Lamar probably. You know why? Because he's not the passer.
That's fair.
But the problem is he does his 4 touchdown games. If you watch the games and compare them, they're like my Mahomes argument. You load the box to stop. You load the box to stop Derrick Henry, and we throw a slam screen, and we get a guy that goes 80 because there's no secondary support. We're stopping Derrick Henry. So if you make a guy miss one-on-one like Wallace did, guess what? He scores long touchdowns, and it helps you. But in the playoffs, that won't be the case because we'll be seeing the skies coverage and guys dropping out, and we'll see guys blitz to stop the run, but then guys drop out to stop the screen. That is what you see in the NFL playoffs. So. Yeah. And remember, Cincinnati's defense has fucking been horrible all year long, too. So I'm just telling you, they chose to stop Derrick Henry last night, and the perimeter players of the Ravens made the secondary or lack support of pay. That's what happened last night. I want to break down Jaden Daniels real quick for the crowd, and you can share the screen here real quick. I got Jaden Daniels here against Carolina a couple weeks ago. Jaden does the same things Lamar does in the offense. They've created an offense. Now, this is counter read float, okay? I want to be clear what we're doing here. This is a play that I've run for years. We're getting counter, okay? We're getting counter with this. We're going to read the edge player here and with a floater, okay? So for support for the running back. For the QB to pull the ball. And so I want to be clear. We'll show the tight copy here. So we're going to read the in man of the line of scrimmage. And we're going to have an option. Boom. So the floater is coming across here. We got 2 pullers. We got a floater to come outside for this. He is going to take force. All right. He's going to take MDM, most dangerous man. So whoever shows up, he's going to try to push crack the Mike backer. We call the spill player. And then if this guy is free, then the back floating will take him. He's going to take whoever the receiver don't take. So this is the read key right here. So that's who Jaden Daniels is reading. And he crashes, and we pull the football. And now look at what happened on the exchange for the block. We got the exchange right here. We go pin the mic. We got this guy blocked, and we're off to the races with Jaden Daniels. This is the multifaceted offense that the Washington Commanders can run with Jaden Daniels, who's not the Lamar Jackson freak, but he's freaky enough to do this right here. So that's one thing that you have to defend when playing against Washington. And Jaden Daniels is already a better passer than Lamar. So this Washington team is going to be dangerous, in my opinion, in the NFC East, which it already is. Now they run the same thing the other way. If you don't notice, it's the same exact play the other way. And he should have pulled it again. He should have pulled the football again. Same play. Here's the read key right there. And we got a floater, pin in the mic. And look, we're off to the races again. Let's show you the tight and why I say he should have pulled it once again. There's the read right there. Same play, same shit. 2 pullers. Oh, my God. So, to me, this is what they do. This is not a read, even though they're going to unblock the DN. The reason why they're unblocking him because he knows he's going to give him he's not going to be able to tackle the ball carrier. He's not going to be able to run down there and tackle him. And I know this is not a read because watch Jaden Daniels, how he is, because he just ran for 40 yards. So the OC said, we're going to run the same play, but just give it. And Jaden Daniels, you can tell, is given this predetermined because look at his effort. his effort tells me he's just giving the football. And I'm going to take a breather. And that is a good offensive coordinator saying, listen, now get your rest, hand the ball, same play. We know the defensive end is too wide to make the play. He's not going to be able to make this play. So we'll just hand the football and then now get your breath back and get your wind back. And now we'll come back and run offense. So they're already up 7-0. And this is why Jaden Daniels, I think, is being set up for success. And shout out to Cliff Kingsbury, who has done it the right way with him. And that's what a lot of people aren't talking about. He'll probably get some sort of Coach of the Year nomination as an assistant, one of the assistant coordinators of the year or whatever. This right here is an RPO, okay? So this is an RPO. We got a leader for the back. He is blocking for the running back, all right? If he gives the ball, that is a lead blocker. Now, here's the read for Jaden Daniels. That guy in the yellow circle is the read for Jaden Daniels. His eyes are clearly on the linebacker. And if he gets into the run box, we'll throw the ball to the looky slant right here behind him. He kind of stays, and I would argue he could have fit that ball in there, but he gave it, and that's the guy that made the play, and we got a 9-yard gain, but we could have threw the ball here, and you'll see the end zone copy. Here's the guy that we're reading right there, okay? So just so you guys learn a little football, here's the read key, and this is the back. This is the run. We're blocking. We're reaching and running here. We're running outside zone with a lead blocker, and we're swinging away, and he is the read key. So if he goes here, we could throw the slant right behind him. If he stays in the run box, we'll throw it. If he leaves, we'll hand it. He could have kept this and threw the ball on the slant, I think. That's a touchdown.
I agree.
So just giving you a little insight on Jaden Daniels and the Washington Commanders offense and what they're doing offensively with Cliff Kingsbury. That's good film right there. We'll break that down with Noah Mazzoni next week on Wednesday. Jaden Daniels is in a very, very good system to make his college transition from LSU to the pros seamless, because they ran the same thing at LSU with him last year, and they're running the same things. And Cliff Kingsbury's being a smart coach. Don't do some things that are going to make – he's not a traditional 21 personnel I-back play action passer. He's an RPO triple option guy. That's what they're doing with him. And he'll gain some weight over the next few years. He'll get up to 220 maybe, and he'll get some meat on his bones. And you'll see a guy that's going to be able to take on a little bit more. Right now, they got to sparingly run him because he weighs fucking what? 190 soaking wet, 200 pounds? I don't know. I don't know what he is. I know Mina Kimes would have broke that down much better than me, but shout out to all you guys that listen. Whoever voted for Kamala, I guarantee you think Mina Kimes is a good fucking analyst. I'll be honest.
Probably right.
Guarantee it goes hand in hand. Guarantee it goes hand in hand.
Wouldn't surprise me at all.
I'm just telling you. All right, Bailey. We're gonna run some fact or cap with you.
Bet. Let's do it.
Fact or cap. Let's do it. Fact or cap. Chiefs are the best team in football.
Right now, fact. I agree. I think they're rolling right now. They're figuring out a way to win. Credit to Andy Reid.
Ooh, I'm going to say cap. I think the Lions are the best team in football. Fact or cap. The Lions-Chiefs will play in the Super Bowl.
I'm going to say cap. I don't think the Chiefs are going to make it out of the AFC this year. I think either the Ravens, Steelers, or someone else will stop them.
Man, I thought that too. I just don't know how. I think the AFC is as weak as it's been in a long time. Long time. Man, I don't know. It's going to be interesting. Lions-Chiefs could be the Super Bowl, though. I'm going to go fact. Fact or cap, Texas Tech will beat Colorado.
I'm going to say cap, and then Colorado wins by at least a touchdown.
All right, I'm going to say fact. Texas Tech wins, just like the bye week. Fact or cap, the Raiders will fire Antonio Pierce by season's end.
Ooh. I'm unfortunately going to say fact. I think they will fire him. Yeah, it's unfortunate, but yeah, I do think I think they're struggling.
Yeah, I say fact too, man. They got to get a quarterback, and there's not a quarterback in the draft, unfortunately. They'll probably say Shador, or I know Max Crosby did a podcast trying to already talk to Cam Ward and Shador. He wants a quarterback. He's telling my team we don't have a quarterback, that's one thing I don't like to hear players talk about, throwing their own guy under the bus. Even though you can say he's not throwing him under the bus, you are subliminally. You are subliminally when you say this is the quarterback we need. We need Shador, Cam Ward. You got 2 quarterbacks on your roster. We get they're not very good, and I also attest the team's not very good. Y'all said that Sam Darnold wasn't good for his first 5 years, but all of a sudden he's good now.
Yeah.
Funny how that works. Fact or cap? Zadarius Smith makes the Lions Super Bowl favorites.
Ooh. I mean, they needed an edge rusher after losing Hutch. He's played for both Packers and Minnesota, so he's familiar with that division. So, I mean, yeah, I would say yes, Super Bowl favorites, sure.
Yeah. And real quick, Lamar's 69% completion percentage, Jaden Daniels 71% completion percentage is not a big difference, huh? Do you know what those percentages are when you look at the offense and watch the passes that are being completed? Have you guys ever watched a fucking football game, or are you just stat guys? Are you just fucking a bunch of Mike McDaniels in the chat? I don't know if you realize that Jaden Daniels throws fucking 15-yard dig routes and fucking comebacks and fucking man press curl routes. Lamar doesn't. Lamar throws fucking bubble screens and fucking tight end pop passes. So go look at the percentages again when you see the completions being completed to one guy, McLaurin. Guess who the Ravens have? Zay Flowers, Bateman, probably one of the best tight ends, and they've had likely a second great tight end for most of the year. Likely's hurt now, and guess what? Look what they had to do. So now when that happens and Likely comes back, they are clearly more offensively sustainable than the Commanders are. They got one wide out. Fuck, man. You guys don't watch football. You just look at stats.
I agree.
Fact or cap? American sports are dying.
American professional sports are dying, yes.
You agree. Smitty would say cap all day. I've been saying it for a while. American sports are dying in front of our very eyes. And you know what stops that? Stop playing over in fucking Germany and London 3 times and Brazil. And nobody gives a fuck. Nobody wants to watch those fucking shit games over there. They're shit games overseas. Stop. We get a great one this Sunday. The fucking Giants and the fucking, who are they playing?
Like the Panthers?
Holy fuck. The Panthers and the Giants. If I was Germany, I would be drinking that warm piss beer all day long, and I wouldn't give a fuck about that game. The Giants and whoever wakes up at 6 in the morning, police at my door to watch the Giants play the fucking Panthers this weekend, you guys are Kamala Harris voters.
Yeah, it's going to be a great matchup with Germany. 9:30 in the morning Eastern, 6 a.m. Pacific. Have fun. I ain't watching it, but man.
Fact or cap? Ole Miss beats Georgia.
Cap. I think Georgia shuts them down, especially defensively. Ole Miss rolls off of a big win off Arkansas, but I think Georgia is just a better team. I think that, we're getting that part of the year cutthroat. I think Georgia wins.
It's tough, man. Georgia's playing well. I'm going to say cap. I'm going to say fact, man. I think Ole Miss can beat them. Jackson Dart coming off that record-breaking performance. He just has to do half of that. And Georgia's weakness is taking the deep ball I just don't taking it out of the game. And Georgia just doesn't get threatened enough vertically. And I think Ole Miss and Lane Kiffin will threaten them vertically. Now, can Ole Miss block Georgia front? That will all be a moot point if they can't. If Ole Miss can't block Georgia's front, then it doesn't matter about taking shots because they won't get it off anyway. And Jackson Dart's not a 6'6" kid back there. He's a smaller, athletic kid who has to see what he throws to. If he can't see what he's throwing to, then Georgia will win the game. No issue. If he can't see it, if he can see it, and he gets some vertical shots, Ole Miss will be in this game till the end, and I think they can win by a field goal. Now, does Lane Kiffin is very similar. He's a good friend of mine, but he's very similar, and so is James Franklin, good friend of mine. They're very similar, though. They can't win the big ones.
Right, yeah.
Unfortunately, Lane and James Franklin are in the same boat. They can't beat the big teams. And even when Lane's super close to beating Alabama a few years ago, and you just can't get over the hump, though. So that's going to be the issue, man. Can he get over the hump this weekend and beat Georgia? Because he's already lost 2 games and he can't lose anymore, or their playoff darts literally and figuratively are done.
Yeah.
So, and it's all on the back on the back of Jackson Dart. So we'll see. Factor cap: Saquon Barkley is a quiet MVP candidate.
Ooh. Cap. I don't think he's outperforming Derrick Henry this season. Therefore, I don't think he has a shot at the MVP.
I think he's made Jalen Hurts better.
Makes sense.
I think he's made Jalen Hurts better, just like Daniel Jones was better.
Takes the pressure off of Hurts for sure, having a solid run game, one of the best backs in the game who can reverse hurdle people.
And can catch out the backfield, similar to Joe Mixon in Houston. And I'm going to be honest, no one wants to talk about it, but factor cap, the sole demise of the Bengals has been the loss of Joe Mixon.
I'm going to say fact, 100%, because you see all the pressures on Burrow. Burrow's response, he's hell of a player. He's obviously going to put up the numbers, but all the pressures on him. They don't have they really don't have a solid running game. That puts all the pressure on Burrow.
Yeah, it's fact. The loss of Joe Mixon was the biggest loss in the offseason of any team, and I said it to start the season off. I said Joe Mixon's loss is going to bury the Bengals, and the Bengals have not recovered at all. It's not the run game of Joe Mixon. It was the pass catching game of Joe Mixon. And you could have lost Higgins last night. With Joe Mixon, though, they win that game. Because Joe Mixon has 7 catches out of the backfield for probably 100 yards and a touchdown is what he was normally doing there with Burrow. And right now, the Brown kid, if you notice, got a lot of catches last night. I think he had 8 or 9 catches out the backfield, but they were catch and fall.
Right.
Mixon's not catching and falling. And that's the difference in the offense without Mixon in Cincinnati. Fact. I'm just telling you. And if you look at the games without Nico, CJ Stroud has benefited from Joe Mixon. So,
yeah, 100%.
Just telling you.
And they've needed a solid back down there. So Stroud's absolutely benefited.
Factor cap, the hip drop tackle is the biggest overreaction in football as far as calls. It hasn't been called. Have you seen a call from the fucking hip drop? I haven't seen it. We put the rule in.
I haven't seen it. Have you? I haven't seen one penalty.
We put the rule in and we haven't used it yet. We want to fucking talk about this kickoff rule and all this shit. I hope Donald Trump gets a hold of Roger Goodell and changes the fucking kickoff rule.
I agree with you on that. I think the kickoff's horrible. Hopefully,
it's a
1-year experiment, move on from that shit, but we'll see.
Yeah, it's a fucking joke. It's crazy. We're gonna do our slapdick list next week.
Yep.
All slapdick team, and it's gonna be interesting. And then we're gonna do an all-time shitbird list team. JB's all-time shitbird starting 11 next week as well. We'll get to that as well next week. real quick, give us your takeaways from this weekend coming up. What's going to be your biggest shock if it happens, and then your biggest expectation that you expect to happen?
College football or NFL?
College.
College. I don't know.
Biggest shocker. If something happened this weekend, you're going to come on Monday and say, "Shit, that was a huge shock."
Oh man, that's good. I think Florida could give Texas a run for their money. That wouldn't surprise me. I mean, they're 21.5-point dogs. I definitely think Florida can give Texas a run for their money. I think Vanderbilt takes out South Carolina in Nashville out here. I think South Carolina's coming off a huge win. Definitely a letdown game there versus a tough Vanderbilt team, especially defensively. I think Vanderbilt, if they can control the ball on offense and chew that clock a little bit with Pavia and then defensively hold them, I think they definitely could take out South Carolina. Those are the two that stand out to me.
Okay, real quick, BetUS, head on over there. Use my promo code CoachJB. I'm going to take Alabama to beat LSU.
I like that. I agree with you. I do think Bama wins that game.
I think DeBoer figures it out. They get it done. DeBoer and Alabama will beat LSU. Kelly, I don't know if this LSU team can it's going to be tough, but I think Alabama and DeBoer get it done.
Last thing I'm going to do is lay more money on LSU. That's a team that, I mean, at least for myself, betting it, it's impossible to figure out that team. I think I heard Jeff say something about that earlier this year. LSU is tough. They're tough to figure out. I wouldn't bet them at all. I think Bama's will get it done.
I'm taking the over, though.
Taking the over? Yeah, I like both quarterbacks, especially Nussmeier. I think that over is a good bet for sure.
Yeah. Bailey, it's been a good week. Rocking solo. Next week to start the week will be solo again. We'll have Matt as a co-host for a few days. Monday will be E-Dub Monday. I'll be at Eric Weddle's playoff game tonight. Josh Faley hit me up if you want to roll. We rolled last year. Their first playoff game is tonight. Shout out to E-Dub. He found his dog as well. Shout out to finding the dog.
Good, yeah.
Shout out to Big Ben that rest in peace, Herb Street family. And shout out to America because we're back. We're back, bitches. We'll see you Monday. And appreciate all you guys, man. All love. We'll see you Monday on The Realest Show on Planet Earth. Enjoy the weekend. Peace.
Peace.
Issues get pressed so fast you don't get sacked like bags and baggage. Smitty and Jason Brown, kill the yeah, it's a rap. We what the game's been missing. We